Andy McKay was one of the best players that I ever played with in terms of consistency, and I'd be staggered if he ever got beaten, Andy McKay, across his 250-odd games. So he was one that, as an Adelaide boy coming across, and you always do that when interstate kids come across, he was an Adelaide boy. He took me under his wing, him and Braddles and Sticks, because they were obviously Adelaide boys, but a little bit older. But certainly Andy McKay's definitely in that category.
And were you there? Were you both there when Sticks famously sung Stand By You?
No, that was 87.
Sorry, that's where I don't know.
We're not that old, Howie.
Hey, well, great to see you both. And thanks to Carlton for organising the boys to come in. It's fantastic. And Carlton fans listening to this would have been absolutely pumped to hear from Brad Pearce, Scott Campriali. Best of luck to you and the Blues, and your family, your boys and your kids all moving forward. Great to see you both.
Thanks, guys.
How good's that?
There it is.
There it is.
Pumpkins.
Put the cans back on, Brad.
Here you go, Pearcey.
Oh, yes.
There you go. That'll get you up and about.
Yeah, fantastic.
Brad Pearce, Scott Campriali joining us as the banners are up. The two teams aren't too far away, Das. I've had my back to the back of the MCG, but now all of a sudden I've turned around and there is a lot of people wandered in here.
That is a great side, isn't it? Big final coming up, and we're going to get a close to full house, you would think. And it's great to catch up with Pearcey and Scotty Campriali, but the Carlton Army are back, Howie, big time up.
They are. Well, but just before we go to the break, the Swans are about to wander out onto the MCG. Mills is there. Luke Parker is there. You'll hear the roar shortly.
And a bit of the Sydney
there's
Swans
an issue with the banner.
has ripped to shreds, Howie, and they distressed the Sydney Swans.
So much work goes into it. Here come the Swans, though.
What was that, Brownie? What did you say?
Big game in.
They're volunteers, Brownie.
They couldn't
They're
run from the banner.
volunteers.
No banner to run. It's not an omen, is it, Damo? What did he
So,
say?
Howie, just looking at Dane Rampy, and it's a bit unnerving because he's the captain. He's run out and he's gone, what's going on? And there are
on the big stage.
Swans cheer squad.
They'd be devastated.
There are tears everywhere out there.
But they turned and they all clapped as the team ran out.
What did he say?
Brownie said this. I heard you say it, and it is on audio. You said they had one job.
No, I didn't, Damien. You did.
They're volunteers, Brownie.
We all heard it.
We'll take a break because the Blues will be out next. We take a break now, Tubbs. We'll take a break. Then we'll get to the Blues. Thank you to Scott Campriali and Brad Pearce. How good was that? From McDonald's Dream Hot Water, Triple M, Rocks Footy.
Triple M Footy, prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M Rocks Finals Footy.
The top 8 hasn't looked this Melbourne-y for a long time. The Pies, D's, Blues and Saints.
Triple M Rocks Finals Football.
And we have the ultimate Triple M footy experience for you. 2 tickets to the 2023 Toyota AFL Grand Final. 2 nights at the Pullman Melbourne on the Park. And we'll throw in $3,000 to spend. You just got to know the show to go. Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Listen anytime, 6 to 9. Then answer a question about the show while you work. Triple M's Know the Show to Go. Grand Final Edition. Back Monday. GFAFL 22/90.
Oh, don't you hate it when the bus driver stops way past your stop?
At Bottle Mart, we know others can leave you feeling overlooked.
It'd be nice if my grown-up kids would swing by without hitting me up for cash.
We want you to feel valued with every visit.
I know, I told my hubby no gifts this birthday, but he didn't have to listen to me.
You can expect more from Bottle Mart. More deals, more range, more service.
Bottle Mart.
There's more in store.
With Ned's Supersize Saturday, choose the track, pick the race, and bet your way with more tools in your punter's toolbox on Run to the Rose Day. Take it to the Ned's level. T's and C's apply. See website for details. Chances are you're about to lose.
It's on now. Harvey Norman's Tech Run-Out Clearance. Laptops, mobiles, gaming, audio, fitness. All run-out stock must be cleared. Save $200 on Acer Aspire 5 laptop. Now $698. HP Pavilion. Now $998. Save $200. Save 30% on selected TCL and Oppo mobile phones. And save $300 on Arlo Pro 4 Spotlight Wireless Camera 3-pack. Now $698. More in store and online while stocks last. Now at Harvey Norman.
The numbers are in, and the LDV Deliver 9 just keeps delivering. The Deliver 9 is the best-selling large van in Australia. In fact, drive.com.au called the LDV Deliver 9 terrific value for money. From just $43,990 drive away for ABN holders, the Deliver 9 has the features you need to keep your business moving. Test drive one today to see why it's Australia's best-selling large van. LDV, bring it on. Based on VFAX, year-to-date 2023. T's and C's at ldvautomotive.com.au.
Hot butter you've ever seen. Rain comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Want the assurance of an Aussie family-sized electric water heater with a 12-year cylinder warranty?
Install a Rain. Install a Rain.
Then accept nothing less than Australia's best.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery.
Take me now, hot cool man. Take me now, Sexyland.
Sexyland.com.au.
UFC 293 is in Sydney, Australia. Israel Adesanya defends his middleweight title against Sean Strickland. Top 10 heavyweights tied to Avasa versus Alexander Volkov.
Order now on KO Sports. No subscription needed.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tire.
Frank, you've been advertising on radio for over 25 years now.
Yep, radio has built the National Tiles brand.
Why has it been so effective?
Well, radio builds trust. They trust our brand. It's helped make us the largest family-owned tile company in Australia.
Lifetime guarantee.
Frank, you had me at hello.
That's the power of radio, Grace.
Discover the unlimited ways radio can build trust in your brand at commercialradio.com.au. Radio. Unlimited.
It'd be nice if the guys upstairs throwing parties could at least invite me up.
At Bottle Mart, we hear you.
I'd love it if old man using the leaf blower at 6 a.m. would do my driveway too.
We want you to get something more out of every visit.
I do appreciate flowers for our anniversary, but something different and shiny. Let's spice things up.
You can expect more from Bottle Mart. More deals, more range, more service. Bottle Mart.
There's more in store.
Every massive moment
Drops it low.
lives right here.
That is incredible.
Kareem Hot Water and McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. And the first quarter is coming up next.
Thanks for calling Aussie Broadband. What can I do for you?
I need more data, like right now.
More data. Okay, sure. Let me just...
I'm really going to get to work, but just it's the last 10 minutes of the series finale.
Okay, say no more. I've just updated your plan. You're good to go.
Oh, thank you.
Keep up with the drama on your commute with a reliable mobile network. That's the actual Aussie way. Search Aussie Broadband to switch today.
Shut up. The foot is on the radio. Triple M rocks finals footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans' brand new showroom is opening September 23. Unmissable show specials and huge savings. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Winding up our preview, Kareem Hot Water built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a Reen. This is the Triple M footy prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising at Jim Beam. Drink responsibly. The Swans came out. Their banner collapsed moments before they got out, so they didn't get to run through the banner. The Blues ran through their banner, and it is a big crowd here at the MCG. It is a cold night. The rain has held off. It's rather breezy, but not as strong as it's been. And the scene here, gents in the back row and Damo, Carlton in the finals for the first time in 10 years. Sydney perennial finalists, but there's some real buzz to this, Damo. The Carlton fraternity all week, they've been nervous. Now they get to see their team who have been talked about highly.
Yes, and there's just this sneaky feeling that if they can just get beyond the Swans tonight, that the whole competition just opens up. They know what the challenge is, though, Howie. They're not under any illusions. This will be a tough game. This is the game, Chief, that on the bookmakers' charts was most lopsided one team's way, that clearly being Carlton's way. But like a lot of Week 1 finals, Chief, there's no guarantee that those bookmaker odds will reflect what we're about to see.
Couldn't agree with you more. And I think Sydney's always a dangerous team on the big stage. They've got so much finals experience. They are used to getting the job done, and they're very rarely the favourites, even when they're in their very best form for whatever reason. Unfashionable to tip them, but they will find a way to get themselves in this contest, and Carlton will need to play somewhere near their best, or else they might be chasing.
It was as late as round 17, but they were still a long way out of it. They then got on that 7-match winning streak and managed to hit the finals in great position. We know that the Blues was low as 15th themselves only 5 weeks earlier than that period. So after round 13, they had only 4 wins to their name and a draw amongst those matches. But they've got it going too. So arguably, they are the 2 form teams coming up against each other leading into the finals.
Critical, I think, Brownie, for the Blues to start well tonight. Sydney are one of the best starting teams in the comp. I think they've won the most first half quarters in the competition. So they need to start well, the Blues, and get themselves in the contest. Let their confidence then run with them.
Well, they do, and it's all going to be built on the back of clearances. So the Blues, since round 14, when they started this great run, have outscored sides by 5 goals in clearances, which is massive. When you think of the second-ranked side in that area is Melbourne, they're only beating their direct opponents in that time by 10 points. That's an extra 20 points. So you come into this, and Sydney have been so good in previous years at clearance and contested footy work. It's evaded them this year. It hasn't been their number one. Sydney haven't been able to win stoppage, haven't been able to win clearance, which is strange for the amount of good players they have in there. So there's opportunity for the Blues, but there's also opportunity for Sydney if they can lift their game style tonight to get back to winning clearance and contested football. They can put some real heat on Carlton.
So that's what I asked John Longmire when we had him on pre-game. He was a touch flippant at first. He said, we just got to win the footy. And then had a bit of a laugh and then went on to elaborate. But it's one thing to say this is what we have to do. It's another to do it. They've got some quality in their midfield, but how do they go about stopping the influence of Cripps and co from a Carlton midfield perspective?
Well, maybe Mills plays a defensive role on one of those guys in the middle. You don't want Paddy Cripps just giving the ball out to runners all night. And I think that Parker's got a big job. But for me, Warner in the middle, he's not your general player who gets a clearance and then just blasts it forward. He is you get the footy, run 15 metres and then deliver it. So you've got him in the middle and you've got Goulden who does a similar job out in the wing. So as important as Luke Parker is, as good a player he is, I think it all revolves around Warner and how much run and carry he can break out of a stoppage tonight.
You talk about the possibility of doing a defensive role on a Cripps. Would you start with that, or is that plan B? Do you back your own style in first, or do you come here and say we're going to make a statement early and go bang on Paddy Cripps?
I think it's plan B. I think Paddy Cripps hasn't been the Brownlow medalist he was last year. He had a really good year, but he hasn't been in extraordinary form that you'd have to put someone to him. He hasn't been in Christian Petrarca bursting out of the middle form from earlier on in the season. So I think you go at them first and you put a big emphasis, you put a big ticker on winning the clearances and the contested football, because if they can do that, I still think they've got a forward line that can damage Carlton. So Tom Papley, doubts about whether he played. He's obviously made it. Hamstring was sore. You've got Hayward, one of the best floating half forwards in the competition. And then you've got Isaac Heaney, who hasn't had a great year himself, but I think his last 6 or 7 weeks has been a lot better than what it was at the start of the year. So they've got 3 genuine stars in their forward half who can trouble Carlton if they get enough footy.
Anthem's not too far away. We just turn our attention away from this game for a moment. So Van Rooyen's been offered a week. What do Melbourne do next week? Damien, where's Brown at? Where's Grundy at? Is one of those two coming into the side?
No, not the way I read it. I think Brown's knee is still sore, Howie. Right. They might try and now get it right, but Melksham's out for the year, clearly. Petty's out for the year as well, and the Van Rooyen unavailability is going to cause all sorts of problems.
So does Grundy get an opportunity, Brownie?
It's 50-51. I think they need to put Petrarca back into the forward line and play him purely as a forward next week.
What do you think, Chief?
I don't think they appeal the 1 week ban, because I think he just cops it. There's no way he gets off it. I wouldn't be playing 2 ruckman.
All right, we're just about set here. I think it's Matt Edwards out in the middle to...
Chief wouldn't play 1 ruckman.
take charge of this ceremony. Just to set the scene, it is a heavily navy blue crowd here. They've come from everywhere. 10 years they've been waiting for this. And Carlton get their opportunity to see their team in a final. There's some excited people. There's some excited media exponents either side as well that follow the Blues. And the crowd is large. It looks a touch bigger than last night, where there was nearly 94,000 here. And let's go into the middle.
Premier partner Toyota welcome you to the 2023 Toyota AFL Final Series and tonight's first elimination final between Carlton and the Sydney Swans. The AFL acknowledges the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional owners of the land on which we gather on today, and pay our respects to elders past and present. We acknowledge we play our great game on this land and respect the cultures of all First Peoples, their contribution to our nation and contribution to the game of Australian rules football. To conduct an official welcome to country, please welcome Uncle Colin Hunter Jr.
I'd like to start by acknowledging that this evening we are meeting on the lands of my ancestors, the Wurundjeri people, and I'd like to take this opportunity to pay my respects to my elders, both past, present and emerging, elders from all nations, but I particularly want to pay my respects to having gathered here this evening. But I always like to acknowledge the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us. I'd like to acknowledge them and pay my respects to them. Woomajeka, welcome. Wurundjeri Balak, Yemen Kondi Bik. The Wurundjeri people welcome everyone to land today. Wurundjeri no Buddambor War Kondi Nagnak Dubban Bik Bullock Bor Chilikan. The Wurundjeri people want to look after and protect the land as they did long before. Wurundjeri country extends from the inner city of Melbourne. It goes across the mountains of the Great Dividing Range, west to the Werribee River, south to the Mordialloc Creek and east to Mount Borbor. And the Wurundjeri people are part of the Kulin Nation and of the Walrong language group. And while you're on Wurundjeri country, you're most welcome to the traditional lands and the waterways of the Wurundjeri people. So Woomajeka, welcome, enjoy the game. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Colin. If you are able, would you now please rise and join the coaches, players and umpires for the Australian National Anthem to be performed tonight by Keanu Gonzalez, who is appearing in the upcoming performance of Grease the Musical.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Fine rendition of the anthem. Carlton fans out of their seats. Swans fans used to this. 10 years the Blues have been waiting, and they have come from everywhere, Das, to pack out the MCG. And I must say, a bit of a spine tingler at the end of the anthem there.
Just having a little look at Michael Voss, the Carlton coach, and he's got the look that he'd like to get out and take the first centre out, I reckon, Vossy. There is a special atmosphere here at the MCG, as how he said. It is packed to the rafters, and the Navy Blue Army, Brown, I know you grew up as a Blue supporter, they are back big time.
It's good to see. It's good to see. It reminds you of Richmond when they played the Giants here years ago when they played their first final. It was about 90,000 Richmond supporters. Only one player sang the national anthem on that occasion. It was McInerney. Everybody else was tight-lipped, just focusing, but I can't wait to see this one as we're about to go down to the tosses.
Paddy Cripps in game number 181 has a toss of the coin in his very first final. Unbelievable. He's standing alongside Callum Mills. Let's have a listen.
Ready? Yep. Tails is the call. It's a tail. Thanks, guys.
Mills wins the toss. He'll kick to the rate of your radio dial to the Ponsford stand in.
And unfortunately, Paddy Cripps has a record 180 games at Carlton, the most ever for an AFL player at Carlton before playing a final, so he'll be very, very happy to put that one to bed tonight.
We spoke before about Tom Papley. Interesting matchup, Nate. Does Adam Sard get him? Does his former or ex-teammate Nick Newman get him? That'd be a great matchup, wouldn't it?
Nick Newman's been getting a lot of football. I think it's Sard. I think Sard's the better lockdown player. I'm fascinated to see how high Harry Mackay gets his possessions, because they want some separation between Curnow and Mackay, and I believe that Harry Mackay should be doing a lot of work up the field tonight.
Headline for tomorrow, Damo, before we let you go.
I like one for both teams, Howie. Swans win, golden days.
Oh, that's good.
And if the Blues win, you little cripper.
Oh, he stepped up in finals. He stepped up.
A little sub-headline. The down finger has been banished from final number 2. Damo, that wasn't out there tonight for the toss of the coin.
It was a right grin from Chief with the golden one. I think that's good. Well done to you, Damo. Enjoy the footy. All right, Chief, Nate, final thoughts. Charlie Curnow's wandering down deep. Mackay's there. It is actually tremendously exciting to be here.
The whole world's on the Blues tonight, and I think it's going to be a lot closer than that. People thinking it might be one-sided. They can win the clearance battle, but I believe close. But Carlton by 5 points.
Special energy around this magnificent stadium. The Triple MCG is on fire. Sharon's held aloft. It'll be to Koning and Hickey to get things underway. The rain has cleared, and this surface looks like an absolute carpet out there. Perfect bounce. Hickey wins the first one to Papley. Scrambles a kick out wide. Doherty shovels the handball back to Marchbank, and it's going to be the Navy Blues who go forward. It was intended for Cunningham, but a good sliding mark down there taken by the other Cunningham, and that's Harry playing on David, if you don't mind. Worked that one out early as the Swans get it to half forward. Mark dropped by Logan McDonald. Hickey's pushed forward in the ruck. This is happening on the forward 50 arc for the Swans. Through there to Newman, pounding through. Huge hit, Lloyd. It was on Fogarty. Got up. Both players are okay. And now Charlie Curnow, his first one-on-one with McCartan. McCartan wants the boundary line and gets it right in front of Tommy Brown, the Triple M commentary position here on the members' wing.
I like Papley starting in the midfield at the first set of bounce. They haven't been good in clearances this year. Carlton, the number 1 by a long way. Tom Papley gets the first clearance.
You mentioned McCartan on Curnow. You've also got Melican on Mackay, and it was Rampy who picked up Jack Martin.
Evening to you as well, Two-Man.
Yeah, good evening, Howie. First time the Blues have played a final on Friday night footy, and there's been 73 of them.
Wow. Swans trying to get the clearance. Kick goes straight into the back of Fogarty. A lot of players around the footy. Carlton extract it. They'll get the first inside 50 of the game. First sighting for Curnow. He's caught behind. It's fisted towards the boundary, which is where Tommy Brown is for Bob Jane. They've got great buy 3, get 1 free. Instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. TNC's applied. Tommy.
Harry.
Good evening, Howie. Fox and Motlop, the respective subs. It's cooler than last night, but similar. It's surprisingly dry despite the rain this afternoon.
Thank you, Tommy, for that. Bob Jane team arts, boundary throw in. Punt road end MCG. The Blues looking to kick the first goal of the game. Here, Doherty lobbed it off the boot, and you couldn't script it any better. Sam Doherty, he's been through so much. He missed 2 seasons with ACLs, testicular cancer, and he kicks the first goal in a big final for Carlton. Well done, Sam Doherty. And that is all happening on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Couldn't have scripted it better as a start from the Blues on a couple of fronts. So you get Harry Mackay, who's doing the ruck work inside 50. He has a clear win, shoots the hand pass out the back to one of just the beloved sons of Carlton in Sam Doherty, and he finishes it off. So you actually couldn't have written a better start for them.
Tom Hickey wouldn't want to watch that replay too many times. The ball landed in his hands, went straight through his hands to his opponent. Poor effort to start by the ruckman.
Saw it a bit last night. Fumbles kill you, Nate. Got to handle the pressure.
Goal from a stoppage. So the Blues number 1 for scores from stoppages. Differential past 11 going at plus 31.
Choice Hotels around the ground. Two-Man keepers abreast of what's happening in Brisbane between the Bronx and the Storm. That's a big game of footy as well. Little handball by Cripps to Walsh. The 2 big games combined. They drive it forward. Curnow, you hear the crowd raise. Forward hand pass. Harry's out the back. Can't break the tackle. Gets it to Charlie. Listen to the roar. The Blues have got 2 in the opening 2 minutes. Charlie Curnow gets his first, and Blues fans are going berserk. Carlton 2 straight, Sydney yet to score. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Caravanning reimagined. New Melbourne showroom opening September 23. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au, Chiefy.
I just spoke about the perfect start. Now you get Harry giving one to Charlie Brownie. Could that work any better?
Doesn't get much better than that. But what about Paddy Cripps' handball in the middle of the ground? So when the final starts, it's 95,000 people. It is hot in the kitchen. The handball was slick from the bottom of the pack. He had pressure on him. He was able to get it out to Sam Walsh, who had more time than what he thought. And then he was going to blast it. Just took those extra couple of steps to get the ball inside forward 50. It turned into a deepish entry rather than a shallow one just outside 50.
Charlie Curnow, the back-to-back Coleman winner, kicks his first in the final. Hickey, then to Koning. De Koning athletic, the charge started, and then he got poleaxed in a tackle by Wicks. Surging it forward, the Swans, but Carlton got all the answers at the moment. Chera flicks a little handball in the path of Walsh. Had it stripped out of his hands by Wicks, but De Koning with a brilliant tackle. They have started this final, Carlton, in as good a shape as you could possibly hope for, and the young ruckman did really well to Koning.
Immediately offloads by hand to Sard. You hear the call. Curnow's in position again. He's going to have to beat free. He looks in a mood. Breaking the tackle, bursting through. Akers, he drives it towards goal as well. It's slightly off target, but it's 2-1. The Blues. Sydney yet to score 2.5 minutes in, and Carlton are firing on everything.
They just need a bit of possession, Sydney, if they can win some ball and then maybe just hit a couple of short passes just to maintain possession, get a breath.
All the big-name Carlton players are here at the MCG. Just saw Brendan Favole on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen. Here's Mackay, edged off it, Tom McCartan. And the Wiz is in the house too on the Triple M Harvey Norman, if you don't mind. The Wiz is here. Sydney Swans legend. He's how about the size of the gold chain on the Wiz? Even Mr. T thinks that's a bit over the top.
Extraordinary. So Carlton with the first two through Doherty and Charlie Curnow, and the first 2 minutes lead at 2-1-13, and the Swans yet to score 4 minutes in. Need to get their hands on the footy, the Swans, as Chief said, but it's not going to happen at the moment. Chera gives it to De Koning. He's kicking in a hurry in the middle of the MCG. Tap forward. Walsh prevalent early. The Ocean Grove Flyers sends it forward. But Sydney have got the answers in Melican. He's directly at centre-half back. And this is the possession they need to get to. Risky ball. Made better than it was by McInerney, but he's under immediate pressure, but he should get a free.
They've got a little bit lucky there.
Yep.
McInerney, Chief, for mine.
100%. 26 possessions to 10. That's the possession they need to even up, just square up, take a little bit of life out of this start from the Blues.
Isaac Heaney takes a mark on the wing to Patley, and some of their senior players are just putting their hand up and doing exactly as Chief said, maybe take a little bit of air out of this. They've been jumped at the start. Patley goes long down the line, queued up. Carlton players everywhere, and a nice mark. Brody Kemp, an emerging player, picked 17 in the 2019 draft. Good defensive mark.
Anything happening down there, Bob Jones style, Tommy?
Not at the moment. Both coaches on the bench. John Longmire usually does that, which is not a surprise, but it's interesting. They're both pretty hands-on tonight, Howie, which is fitting in the circumstances.
Love it. Rampy wobbles it forward to Amati, but again, they queue up for Carlton, and it's Newman in the hole. He's got runners out wide. He uses one of those in McGovern. Good build-up off half-back for the Blues. And now it's in the hands of Matty Cottrell. So they're dominating possession, Chew, on the Red Zetters.
They are 30-15.
Spread it further wide to the opening goal scorer, Doherty.
Get some more overlap run going here to the Blues. Cottrell involved again, finds Jack Martin. Shane Warne stand in the MCG. Good run again. Cottrell involved in the succession of plays there. Pitnet's pushed forward, gets it to ground. They won't mind this Carlton. Get a chance to have a ball up inside forward 50. It's 2-1-13 Carlton. Sydney Swans yet to score. We're early stages here in the first term on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
The Blues camped in attack. They've got the opening two. Sydney yet to score, as Dar said. Amati ripped off the foot. He might get a free.
We talk about handling the pressure and the pressure levels for teams. 180 is competition average. Carlton operating at 258 at the moment.
Wow. Amati to Blakey to Goulden.
1 metre!
So the first time in the game, Sydney getting hands on the footy. Now it's in the hands of Chad Warner, the man from Willerton. He's got it, Shane Warne stand, just defensive side of the wing. Takes a bit off it to Mills. He's got runners. This is better, possession footy, patient build-up from the Swans.
You're happy if you're John Longmire at the moment that your players have settled and they've been able to chip the footy around and slow this game down. Now what they need to do is score and put scoreboard pressure back on the Blues.
Wicks points deep. Looks like he's going for an entry in towards the pocket. 20 from home. Again, though, Carlton players could have raffled it. Kemp could have marked it. In the big frame, he the big quads. Wiedering just punches it out of bounds. 2-1. The Blues, Sydney yet to score. 14 to go first term. That's all on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Deep in attack, the Swans trying to manufacture something from this boundary throw-in. Patley looked like he might have been slightly held, then he put his head down, burrowed his way through, pinballing around, playing for a free kick. Hayward Logan McDonald has had a wild snap and missed the lot out of bounds on the full. It will be a Carlton free kick going the way of Sard, deep in defence. City end of the MCG.
Choice Hotels round the grounds, Chewy.
8 minutes into the first half, 4-0 Broncos way over the Storm. Howie.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay just showing the Carlton crowd is huge. Harvey Norman's tech running out clearance, laptops, mobiles, gaming, audio, fitness and more ends Monday. Half-back ball for the Blues. Curnow, a long way from home, just soccers it indiscriminately right to the AFL logo. Well picked up by Blake. He was made to work for it. Now Rampy turns back towards the members. Lloyd, real up and under, covers 30 metres, goes 20 up, 20 down. Parker underneath it. Again, Blues numbers around the footy. The smooth Jack Martin, only as far as Heaney. His hand pass doesn't go too far. Coming in trying to get a clearance under enormous pressure is the former Swan Hewitt. And it'll be balled up centre wing with the Blues leading 13 to zip.
Bit of a sore lizard out there at the moment, Blakey. Triple M Harvey Norman replay. What'd you see there, Nate?
Jack Martin just came in with a late tackle, got him high around the facial region. That would have hurt.
A little bit of a swinging arm, wasn't it?
Yeah. The lizard.
Ooh, it's an old-fashioned round arm you described that, Chief, as on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
Holding. Sydney,
Jack Martin, there'll be a little bit to think about with that
look at it.
incident. No doubt about it. Good to see that Blakey is out there and okay, which is going to be good for all concerned.
Tough, is it?
Isaac Heaney dumps along, one long. McLean, the deepest forward. Carlton defenders getting back with a defensive spoil. We'll play Marchbank, got it to Wiedering. Nice little step from Newman, showed some good composure. Brody Kemp decides he's had enough. He's going to rush it through for a minor score. Swans fans are appealing for deliberate. Howie, that's not going to happen.
Nope, that was smart. That was smart. He absorbed it. He realised he was under pressure and he just rushed it through.
First score of the evening for the Swans is a rush behind. They're one behind. 2-1-13 Carlton on the Triple M Titanium Caravan score.
The kick out from full back. There's a gutsy ball from Newman and he kicked it straight to, of all people, Errol Goulden. So a rare 4-8 forward for the Swans. And there's an opportunity directly in front.
You can see what he was doing. The player went back with the flight and there was space there, but what he didn't do, he didn't punch it in hard enough. It just had too much elevation on it and allowed Errol Goulden time to move the 15 metres he needed to. Just needed to punch it in a bit harder.
4-7 from set shots this season for Errol. Gee, it's a good 50-metre ball. Swans fans behind the goal. That's where they count. They're up. Warwick Kappa's up with an arm in the air. I'm surprised he can stand out of the chair. The way to that chain. The Blues 2-1-13. The Swans 1-1-7. That's on your Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Caravanning reimagined. New Melbourne showroom. Opening September 23. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
What I will say, Chief, is that you'd have to be happy for Sydney. They were completely outplayed for the first 10 minutes and the game looked like it was at a pace that they couldn't handle, and it was like the players knew that, and all of a sudden they kicked the first two goals, Carlton, and Sydney slowed the game right down. It was almost walking pace where they're just chipping the football around. They took the heat out of it and they get the goal back they needed.
Let me just say that people that haven't seen it might think we're exaggerating by a big chain around Warwick Kappa's neck. It's the sort of chain that's normally attached to an anchor on a ship. That's the sort of chain we're talking about.
We got the Chief, Jason Dunstall, we got Nate Brown. That's your Triple M Seabar Super special comments. Seabar Super making hard work pay off. Big final, Carlton and the Swans. Carlton 2-1-13, lead Sydney 1-1-7.
Thanks.
Early stages, first term of the final. It's going to be thrown up half forward for Sydney. Hickey slapped it forward. Newman back there, pokes it out to the wing, puts it in the path of Walsh. Oh, he gets back, and the boundary line off the boot of Braden Campbell is going to be thrown in right in front of the interchange race here on the members' wing side here at the MCG.
It's a great fight back from Sydney. We spoke about Carlton getting the perfect start. They're a goal down. They've taken the energy out of Carlton's start now, and they're back in it.
Look at Hardy's Wicks drives the ball forward. Carlton again, they just seem to have answers defensively in the air at the moment, Nate. 3 of them again could have raffled it. Wiedering gets the ticket.
A bit similar to last night with Melbourne blasting everything in. Carlton got the tall timber back there with the man with the biggest quads in the AFL.
And he drives it nicely to the former Hawk Pitney. Thought he took the mark, so did Blues fans. They're not happy with that. Swans under pressure. And the Blues are getting a free kick for a high tackle Fenn. And Doherty is in possession.
Short find Sam Walsh. Had his injury challenges this year, Sam Walsh, but how important he is as an elite runner. Oh, he's brilliant front and centre, and then hands it off to Charlie Curnow. Weaved his way through some heavy traffic, tried to find the skipper Cripps. Wasn't a great handball. And now Mills, one of the co-captains for Sydney, picks it up. Dumping kick long, and as Nate Brown said a moment ago, this is happening a lot for Sydney. They're kicking it indiscriminately forward. And Wiedering and the team down there are handling it pretty well, pushing the back. Marchbank free kick goes against Errol Goulden.
Had some good moments early. Marchbank brought into the side. We spoke to Sammy Hamill, probably kept Zach Fisher out of this side as a running defender off half-back, and they like his defensive press, and he started well.
Sends it in front of the Shane Warne stand towards Curnow. McCartan does really well in a genuine one-on-one. And Tom takes the mark, half-back. In front of a bay of Red fans, there's not many of them. You'd think it'd be an 80-20 style of crowd. McCartan, a long drop punt down the line. McLean's the target. Again, though, there's Carlton possessions in the marking area. Marchbank brings it to ground. One he would have hoped to take. Here's Heaney, though. Something from nothing. He's going to have to wait, though, because Carlton have got defenders forward of the footy. He stops now, props. Got to go somewhere. In the end, he doesn't dump. He tries to target. It's a clever kick. McLean can't take the mark. Wicks arrives on the scene. The Blues should mop up through Walsh. The exit ball is not quite accurate. Just missing Blake Acres on the outer back flank.
Sometimes players are too unselfish, and it's to their own detriment and the team's detriment. Isaac Heaney, 55 out. He's a big kick of the football. There was nobody within 30 metres of the goal. Even if he tried to bounce it, they only kicked it 40 metres. There was an open goal square. Sometimes you just got to take it on, try and kick the goal, bring yourself into it.
Chad Warner sends the Swans deep into attack, but it's Kemp. Almost the last line of defence for Carlton. Releases it immediately to Sard.
Started well, Kemp. It's a couple of marks in defence.
Short one to Cottrell, and they've worked this footy nicely. Caleb Marchbank has had a bit of early footy too, man.
Triple M Red Z. Marchbank, 4 touches.
Got it at half-back. Going to send a long one down the line to Koning and Mackay. Koning plucked it. Clean as a whistle. And then he sees a target. It's a courageous kick through the corridor. Marked attempt from Hewitt coming through to save the day. Cripps got it back to George Hewitt. Steps onto his non-preferred. The left foot was partially smothered. And it will be cleaned up by the Swans defence out wide to Park.
Set up well behind the ball, the Blues. What are they doing with a loose man or something? Now what's happening back there, Nate?
Move it on.
They've just got superior numbers folding back. They run a good system at the moment. It wasn't there at the start of the year, but they're well drilled behind the football not to get too high.
This time there's a contested mark the way the Swans. Will Hayward does well. He was outside. Centering ball is really good. Heaney starting to get really busy. He's got Goulden out wide, wants it. It's a very wide ball to take. In the end, Cunningham gives it across to Goulden now. Here's the important kick. Little step inboard. Oh, a little shinner. And it'll work out in the end to Mills. So that time, Chief, they looked at a target rather than bombing.
They did, and he's a long kick, Mills. He'll have to kick it from just outside 50, but he only strikes him pretty well.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back in October 24. TNCs at mcdonalds.com.au. Choice Hotels, Chewy, the Storm.
6-0, Broncos way, Howie.
Mills. He'll have to kick it from 51. Gets underneath it. Gets good distance, though. Just drifts off to the right. So Sydney bringing their way back into the game. They're 1-2-8. The Blues are 2-1-13. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
What are you saying on the Triple M Red Z lenders, please, Two-Man?
Winning the territory battle of late. Sydney, 6 out of the last 8 entries inside 50.
8 minutes remaining in this first term. Thank you, Two-Man, for that. It's a 5-point lead to the Navy Blues. Kicked the first 2 goals, but as Chief and Nate have pointed out, credit to Sydney. They've stabilised this first term.
Outside 5. Outside 5.
Carlton having to think their way through possession. They have it at half back. Newman signalling for some movement, but there's not a lot there. So it's the long, slow kick down the line to Coney again. McLean, nearly the mark, picked up by Mills. Swans dump the kick long, and Marty in front. Here's a chance for Sydney. 60 metres out. Joel Amarty's got a bit of movement. And get back on mass. Wiedering. McDonald's the deep target. Free kick going the way of Carlton. And it'll be Mitch McGovern to take it. 30 out from his own goal.
Where Sydney are working very well defensively is they're not allowing Carlton chip kicks coming out of defence. Most of the time they're making them kick long door contest.
Long door contest this time Mackay, and well spoilt by McLean. Triple M Red Z Lenders, Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed, redzed.com. We've got the two substitutes if you're just joining us, Robbie Fox and Jesse Motlop for the Blues. Doherty and Curnow kicked a goal each in the opening 3 minutes, and then Goulden replied. It's a 5-point lead to Carlton, 2-1 to 1-2. With 7 minutes to go in the first term. It's an unusual ball in by Rowbottom. He didn't like it. Made it hard for Amarty, but did well. Bring it to ground. He's Wicks from the angle. Gee, it was a good running snap. Getting their looks now, the Swans. 1-3. The Blues 2-1 by 4 points. 6:43 to go first term. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Game number 50 for Sam Wicks. Not far off. Pretty miraculous goal. Carlton, a little conservative. They've gone with their ball movement for fullback. Ollie Florent, rare mistake. Kicked straight out of bounds on the full. He puts his hand up and apologises for that one. Newman being called to play on. So again, long and slow down the line. Curnow launched. Cripps front and centre. Strong tackle applied on Florent. Hewitt in there. Akers got through some heavy traffic. Goes back and tries to win his own footy back. Swans set upon Logan McDonald. Good tackle on him from Marchbank. And at half forward in attack for Sydney. It will be a ball up. 2-1-13 Carlton. 1-3-9 Sydney. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. 6 minutes left in the first term.
Papley, little inside reverse barrel. Heaney picks it up. He started well. Quick hands. They drive it forward. The Swans. Amarty's got space. Now they're starting to dominate forward of centre.
They're on top, Howie. There's no doubt about it. Since that great start from Blues, Sydney have got a handle on the game now. They've stopped Carlton's rebound and run as soon as they get the ball forward. It's just getting a long bomb out to the contest. They're getting better numbers at the fall of the ball, winning more ground balls, and then pumping it forward again. Now they've had a chance to spot a little target, give Amarty a really good look at it.
19 goals, 13 for the season, 16-12 from set shots. Big kick this for Amarty to get his night underway. Tugs it left. We saw Melbourne miss opportunities, and now the Swans all of a sudden are 1-4. The Blues are 2-1. 5:27 to go first term. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Last 10 minutes, 80% of the game played in Sydney's forward half.
5:27 remaining in the first term. And you just hear that murmuring all of a sudden. The Carlton fans feeling a touch edgy. They've got a 3-point lead. And again, Newman heads to this members side wing to Koning, competing hard. Fogarty back to the athletic to Koning, who started well in this game. That's a good kick to Mackay. He's got a one-on-one with Milliken. The speed of Mackay got into himself. And he's missed from 6 metres out. Went the dribble kick, Chief. 6 metres out directly in front. And I'm looking at a couple of Carlton legends over there. Big Sellers has gone off his brain in the box next to us, Howie. Describe that, Chief.
That's harder to miss than it is to kick from where he was.
Wiedering with the intercept. They'll reload again here. The Blues, the noise at the G's incredible. Here they come towards Curnow. Mackay's there. Oh, he's at the back, pushed off it. They're still in a position. Martin arrives. 20 from home. Still can't believe he thundered that one into the post.
Well, he didn't thunder it in the post. It dribbled in the post because he nearly missed his foot with it. Just trickled off the outside of his boot. Howie, all he had to do was make any decent contact. It's a certain goal.
Extraordinary.
Harry Mackay, and he's had his challenges across the season.
And they're confidence things, too, because he had that great assist for Charlie early, kicks the goal there, he's up and about feeling good about himself, get a chance to have a real big impact on the game. All of a sudden now you're doubting yourself again.
Ash, how long's the Lizard been on the bench after that hit?
Come back to you shortly, Brownie.
Get Tommy Brown on that in a moment, Nate, because that could be a concussion protocol underway. Swans defending on the last line at the punt road end. Gordon pounds a kick out, 55 metres. Cunningham and Chincotta out there. Rowbottom comes crashing through. Cottrell put his body on the line, immediately wrapped up into tackle. Tommy Brown, Bob Jane, Team Arts. What's happening with the Lizard, Blakey?
Yeah, the Lizard's been on the bench now for 10 minutes 40. Their physio just checked with the AFL bench officials, so I imagine they're trying to wait for the 20 minutes to elapse, or the 15.
Very good, Tommy. Swans fans like to see that man out there very, very soon. Mills, Goulden, Chera. Parker. Wobbles the ball down towards centre wing. Good contest in the air by Caleb Marchbank. Ball just stayed in, socket off the ground. Wiedering plays a diving goalkeeping roll off half back. Then gathers, he started it very nicely. Wobbles it to the wing. Parker flies, can't take the mark. And then free kick. It's on the way of the Blues, it is. And it's going to be given to Chera, centre wing. His team lead at 2-2 to 1-4.
And Chief, given what we saw on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen of Nick Blakey, you would assume they'd have to go through the concussion protocols on that one.
100%.
Which is what's unfolding at the moment.
This is a worry for Carlton. Every single movement of the ball coming from defence heading forward is basically a long kick to a contest, hoping they can win it either with a mark from one of their big men or then find a crump. There's nothing else other than the long kicks.
3:31 remaining this first term. Chairman, Paddy Cripps' impact in this first quarter?
Patrick Cripps, just a 4 handball stars, 3 tackles.
Half forward for the Blues, out of side. Martin stripped to the footy. The Blues lead at 2-2 to 1-4, but the Blues kicked the first 2 in the opening 3 minutes. Now here's a contested ball. Gee whiz, McLean does well. He just tapped it on its head, puts it out in front of Amati. Marchbank does well, got a hand on it. Otherwise, Amati was away. Played it really well. And the Blues defenders, Kemp, Marchbank and Wiedering are doing a wonderful job. Might be fitting too for Chera.
That was huge by Marchbank. Absolutely huge. You think of things in the half-forward line or a forward doing something brilliant. You go, how good was that? Well, that was as good as it gets down back. A genuine one-on-one, out of position. He was able to get his hand into it and push the ball the other way.
Once again, it's just that long...
long down the line, Jake, every time.
So easy to defend.
Which in the end was what Melbourne did last night. Just kept bombing it long.
Sherrod now decides that he's going to change direction, but he shaped the kick and sold Marchbank into a lot of trouble. Swans had a little opportunity, but the support was there from McGovern. Fogarty gets the next kick, still defensive side of centre. Out wide to Newman. It's like they've lost their nerve a little bit with their ball movement at the moment.
2:22 to go first term. Red Zeds, Chewy.
Clearances. Sydney are ranked 17th, but they're leading that stat tonight, 11-5.
Half forward for the Blues. Hickey.
What Sydney are doing, they're getting a lot of numbers at the stoppages. So they're outnumbering Carlton at the stoppages because they're worried about Carlton's power through the clearances and through the midfield. When Sydney do get it, there's not a lot to kick to forward, and that's where Carlton are coming into it. Every time they go down there, Carlton are winning it back.
Walsh clearing hand pass, cleared the area nicely to Chera. Nice little pinpoint right foot ball. Doherty, bright green boots. Just outside the defensive side of the square, goes short to Mackay, looked to handball, but the option wasn't there. Now Harry inches it forward to Saad. This is good. Now he's in the middle of the MCG. Forced to come out wide, used a bit of pace, takes his second bounce. Centering ball is good. Walsh flies, hassled out of it. Warner's going to be under pressure immediately from Hewitt, does well to extract it. Falls to Akers, snaps it, might get the bounce. Lands in the square, Curno's in the area, gives it across. And it's Matty Cottrell with a third for the Blues. Good response for Carlton. 3-2-20, the Swans 1-4-10, 1:11 to go first term. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. And this is a truly electric atmosphere at the MCG.
It was a nice goal, it was a nice finish, and good handball by Charlie Curnow, but you've got to love what Adam Saad did through the middle of the ground. So he got the football backward of centre, and he could have quite easily blasted the football, but there was nobody to kick it to. So what he did, he took ground in front of him. He took a bounce. At one stage, he was running sideways, but at every time he was running, he looked up and he was trying to find a target. Eventually, ran his distance after 2 bounces and then hooked the ball back to a one-on-one, which allowed a good contest, which allowed Carlton to win the football back. If he had blasted it first when he first got the football, Sydney would have gobbled it up.
10-point lead to Carlton, 3-2-20 to 1-4-10. 1:11 remaining in the first term on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Pitnet guides it to Hewitt. Handball ricochets back to Walsh, back to Hewitt. Still haven't been able to get it out. Good defensive effort from Parker. Traps it in the centre square. So it'll be a ball up again. Under a minute remaining now in the first term here at the MCG. As Luke Parker's kick touch play on, as you can hear. Umpire's mic'd up for us here on Triple M as always. Chincotta went with the left foot driver. Owies did well, put the 1 mid out. Nearly stuck it back to Chincotta. Missed the handball behind the back of Akers. Parker, fresh kick out of mid-air, if you like, picked up by Gordon. And now Cunningham for Sydney drives it to half forward.
Going up over the Blues defenders again, though. McGovern, he'll have Heaney on his hammer. He'll look for the boundary. And he plays it pretty well in the end by just not taking possession. Choice Hotels around the grounds, Chewy, at the league.
6-0, Broncos way, 26 in.
Tell you what, you come into a big final, Chief, and a lot of players haven't played finals. You've got some fringe players out there in and out. Michael Voss, if you had told him at quarter time, Matthew Cottrell's had 7 disposals and kicked the goal. Probably just about the best man on the ground. You would take that every day of the week. It's been a big first final from Cottrell.
Oh, it's a high to Papley. 18 seconds on the clock. He's 70 from home. His team trail 1-4-10 to the Blues 3-2-20. Blues up by 10 points. 18 seconds on the clock. So all players will flood back. They need a big mark. And Marty's probably the target deep down there. They head in that direction. Fisted across the line. So still 11 seconds on the clock for the Swans.
Hayden!
Choice Hotels around the ground. The Storm score review on a try underway, two-man, I believe.
Yeah, spot on, Das.
It's Chu.
Oh, no, I think he dropped it too. An expert.
It's a try.
Pitnet guides it down deep in defence to Brody Kemp. There's only seconds remaining. Jack Warner has drawn a free kick almost on the quarter-time siren. There it is. Triple M Harvey Norman replay. A little soft the early glance at that one, Chief.
George Hewitt just slid in. Caught Warner high, didn't need to do it. Just needed to keep his feet to start with.
On my arm.
Carlton fans have had a look at the replay on the big screen. You can hear what they think about it. Warner is going to go the right foot snap. Quarter time siren's already sounded and he's missed to the near side. So 1-5-11 Sydney, Carlton 3-2-20, a 9-point lead here at quarter time. Nate Brown, Jason Dunstall, the chief, the true man. You got Howie and you got Tommy Brown on a Friday night elimination final. Carlton, Sydney, the Blues by 9 points. The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Roxford.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans' brand new showroom is opening September 23. Unmissable show specials and huge savings. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks finals footy.
the Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Ends October 24. T's and C's at mcdonalds.com.au.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football. Max Gorn. Gillen says he's spoken to several star marquee players that would be willing to move to Tasmania.
I'm presuming majority of people wanted to go to Tas. If the money's right, I don't think it's going to be an issue getting players. It wasn't an issue for GWS, and they're in Blacktown.
Well, you wouldn't put your dog there, mate.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
Oh, if only the old fisherman next door stopped scaling his catch right under my bedroom window. The smell is rank.
At Bottle Mart, we get others can be a bit on the nose.
You know, just once, it'd be nice if my son didn't return my car on empty.
We aim to fill each visit with top-notch service.
Oh, there's nothing worse than not getting the extra pickles you ordered on your cheeseburger.
You can expect more from Bottle Mart. More deals, more range, more service.
Bottle Mart.
There's more in store.
Virgin Australia's Queenslanders Calling Sale is now on. Get up to 30% off flights to Cairns, Hamilton Island, Gold Coast and more. See the world's largest reef, ancient rainforests and local towns. The wonders of Queensland await. Book now at virginaustralia.com. Hurry, sale ends September 10. Discount based on one-way economy light and choice fares not on sale. Economy light fares exclude checked baggage and seat selection. Payment surcharge may apply. Subject to availability and travel periods. T's and C's apply. See website for details.
Want to save on fuel for your business? Apply for 7-Eleven's award-winning Fuel Pass and get 8 cents per litre off fuel at 7-Eleven for the first 6 months. 7-Eleven, wonderfully easier. Not available with fuel price lock or any other offer. 7-Eleven and Wex Motor Pass. T's and C's apply.
There's $786 million in prizes to bring home with the Monopoly game at Macca's. You could win a $10,000 Amart Furniture gift card, a TCL Mini LED TV and soundbar, and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today. Ends 24th October. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
Pet parents save more at Petstock. Your dog will be drooling like crazy with Black Hawk adult 20-kilo dry dog food. A low $135. Or save 20% off the Ivory Coat grain-free dog and cat food range. Give parasites to Flick with 20% off NexGard Spectra flea, tick and worming treatments. Plus with Petstock rewards, every time you buy those same brands, we'll give you 15% off the next time you shop. How's that for value? Be quick and soon. In store or online at Petstock. The store with more. T's and C's apply.
It's tough out there as a small business owner, and rising inflation has given small business a whole new set of challenges. If you own a business and you're trying to get more customers with a smaller advertising budget, we have the answer for you. In fact, you're listening to it right now. Audio is a cost-effective advertising medium that reaches huge audiences anywhere and everywhere. Give your business a rise and advertise with us. Just visit triplem.com.au/advertise local.
The honeymoon ain't over, baby. The Cruel Sea are back and hitting the road. Celebrating the 30th anniversary of their landmark album, The Honeymoon Is Over. Don't miss all the hits and riffs from this classic album and more. The Cruel Sea play the Palais Theatre Saturday, December 2. Tickets on sale now from Ticketmaster.
Don't you hate it when the bus driver stops way past your stop?
At Bottle Mart, we know others can leave you feeling overlooked.
It'd be nice if my grown-up kids would swing by without hitting me up for cash.
We want you to feel valued with every visit.
I know, I told my hubby no gifts this birthday, but he didn't have to listen to me.
You can expect more from Bottle Mart. More deals, more range, more service.
Bottle Mart.
There's more in store.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M Rocks Finals Footy.
This quarter for Liquorland. Here's to the footy finals. Cheers, Liquorland. Choose to drink wise.
Doherty and Curnow kicked 2 in the first 3 minutes. The Blues are away, then Goulden replied before Cottrell finished. Carlton lead at 3-2-20 to the Swans, 1-5-11 by 9 points at quarter time. Bob Jane T-Marts, they've got great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T&Cs applied. Tommy Brown.
Blakey, the only injury concern from the first quarter, went through the concussion protocols. I expect at this stage that he's complied with those because I can't see him currently coming off the ground. So hopefully he's out on the ground. That's good. So that's good news from the Swans' perspective. An incredible atmosphere down here. I can't remember a louder crowd, certainly not the home and away season, but even in recent finals. An amazing night.
I love it. The Bronx lead the Storm 6-0, 32 into the first half there. Triple M Red Dead Lenders, the two man.
Cottrell, number 1 ranked player, 7 disposals in a major. Blues pressure at 194.
Well, it was a great start from Carlton. We saw Collingwood jump Melbourne in the first quarter last night, and it looked like the Blues had the opportunity to do the same. With the experience and ability of the Swans to fight back was exceptional. I thought what they did was really, really impressive to be only 9 points down, and they were winning the territory battle now.
Blakey's out there looking okay. The Blues lead it by 9 points at quarter time. Pitnet, with the knee strapped up, takes on Hickey. Just about done with his career. Can he get another game out of it? At least Papley runs into half back, does well to release a hand pass to Florence. And now a driving ball down the outer wing by Jimmy Rowbottom. Gets it to half forward. Warner's out the back. Missed one after the siren. Dangerous player. Left foot shinner forward towards Amati. Wiedering taps it down. Cripps takes on the tackle. A lot of red jumpers in there. Campbell releasing by hand. Again, the Blues defence just get a handy when required. Clearing ball out towards the half-back line. Cunningham, that's the blue Cunningham, gives it across to Mackay.
Sweeps a handball over his shoulder. It's Charlie Curnow, AFL logo, members wing, and then Charlie sweeps it through the corridor. Paddy Cripps, desperate to get the skipper involved more often. Short one's okay to Fogarty. Wants to Koning as the forward. Got a one-on-one. Blakey's back out there, which is great news. Picked up nicely by Owies. Flicks it back to Curnow. Works super hard to get involved in that one. Doherty kicked the first goal of the game. Going to get another. He's missed to the near side. Carlton 3-21. Sydney 1-5-11. That's on the Triple M Liquorland scoreboard. Here's to footy finals. Cheers, Liquorland. Choose to drink wise.
Better transition from the Blues there. Able to use the corridor. Change direction. A couple of short passes. Too much of the first quarter was spent kicking long down the line.
Kernow's work rate. Got the ball at half back and he was giving off the ball in the forward pocket moments later.
Swans towards centre wing. McDonald hasn't been a factor so far. Out bustled by Wiedering. Contested ball to be won. Campbell does it. Mills, Florent kicking under pressure around the corner. Can't clear side. And you'll hear the Carlton crowd as he kicks it in 3, 2, 1. Not so much.
Back to Kemp. Now they get a bit of change of direction going. Voss might have put that high on the whiteboard. Got to change a bit of the angles, Chief.
100%, and they're doing it backwards and forwards. And hit some of those diagonal, those 45-degree kicks.
That's exactly what McGovern chooses to do. Short to Sard, and there are charging angles everywhere now. Out wide to Marchbank, but impressed with his start to the final. That's a good-looking kick, and automatically that looks more appealing from a forward half point of view for Carlton. Owies takes the mark. 52 metres out, goes short. David Cunningham has taken the mark. Better build-up for Carlton. Cunningham can score from about 45 metres out.
It was good running by Caleb Marchbank because he started on this wing and he darted through the middle of the ground. The first time when the Blues got the ball back at centre-half back, he wasn't used. And then the ball slowed down. And then when Sard got the little chip into the middle, he thought, I'm a chance here, and he went again. So he ran 100 metres to get the first one, wasn't used, wasn't despondent about it, went again, ran another 50 metres, and was on the end of it.
He's played the last 10 games, David Cunningham, for Carlton after missing start to the year with some shoulder and calf injuries. Pulled that one wildly, just snuck it in for a minor score. Carlton 3-4-22. Sydney Swans 1-5-11 on the Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
Blakey runs off half back to Rampy. He sends it down towards Amati, who's definitely a target. Wiedering doing well in that battle. Nice little chain of hand pass. Campbell passes it on. Really well done by Wicks. Broke a tackle. He was in trouble. Wobbles it forward. Heaney being good. Taps it, but only as far as Fogarty. He mungs the ball towards half forward. DeConey gets rid of his man, but Rampy's there to mop up. Little low piercer. Oh, gee, getting crunched. Coming back with a fly. It's Marchbank. Is he playing a game, Das?
Pretty well Jacob Wiedering to give him some cover there, Caleb Marchbank. The kick was searching for Akers, but Campbell gets across, fists it out of bounds on the members' wing side here at the MCG. 3-4-22 Carlton, 1-5-11 Sydney. Early stages, second term. Michael Voss takes a deep breath on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Coaching from the sidelines. Pitnet in front over the top. Hickey taken away by Akers to Hewitt. Good looking ball to Mackay. It was just a little wide and Mackay couldn't handle it, but they've advanced it almost to their forward 50. Carlton will have a boundary throw.
Triple M Liquorland scoreboard. Here's to footy finals. Cheers Liquorland. Cheers to Drink Wise. It was the Blues by 9 at quarter time. They currently lead at 3-4-22 to 1-5-11 by 11 points. Early stages of the second term. Walsh wobbles it towards home. DeConey gets rid of his man. Blues fans thought it was going their way, but it's going the way of Blakey.
Yep, smart enough to take front position. DeConey infringed, trying to get back into that front spot.
Blues fans just expecting it was their free kick, but they were incorrect. Campbell just in his defensive 50. 45-metre drop punt is really good to Heaney. Choice Hotels around the ground, Stewie, and he scores at the lead.
Choice Hotels still 6-0 Broncos way, Howie.
Okay, Heaney runs out of room, forced to kick down the line. Wiedering does well to keep it in. The Swans play stopped. Sard sends it forward. Mackay does well. He's got it 80 from home. Looks down towards Curnow. DeConey out the back. Oh, he's put this in your book. Oh! Like somehow, I think in the end, it might be touched. He lost the ball.
He's made a mess of it.
Regathered it and could have missed one of the easier goals you'll ever see. Let's have a listen.
Score review. Umpire's been hit by the ball. Can you please confirm the score?
It could possibly still be a goal.
I think it is, Howard.
It's the great escape if it is.
He normally celebrates when he kicks a goal.
He's a great celebrator.
Well, I think he was extremely embarrassed about the fact that
he should be, because if it's not a goal, it's one of the dumbest passages of play I've ever seen.
Too unselfish again, Chief.
No, dumb. Not unselfish, dumb.
That's a goal.
He's going to get away with it. Very lucky.
We'll explain what happened
Review
in a
complete.
moment.
Look at this angle. We can see a gap between the ball and the post at all times. Decision on the scoreboard.
Goal for Owies. Carlton get their fourth. And they get a nice little gap on it now. 1-5-11, the Swans. The Blues 4-4-28 up by a game high 17-15 to go second term. Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
Did everything right, Owies. He got the loose ball over the back. He's running into an open goal. Michael Voss having a joke with him now on the bench. It's funny because they got a goal out of it. It wouldn't have been funny if he had have hit the post with it. And in the end, he's a metre out and he goes to handball to a bloke on his left. who's given up and decided, well, he's not going to handball it to me. So then he tries to pull the handball back at the last minute. Then he nearly runs into the goalpost because he's fumbling getting the ball back and manages to throw his boot on it.
It's all theatre, Chief.
No, it's not
all's
theatre.
well that ends well.
Very, very lucky. It would have been the all-time dumb miss in the history of football.
Potential car crash avoided there. And a great shot of the Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
I mean, Charlie Curnow's already won the Coleman. You don't need to feed him another.
4-4-28, Carlton 1-5-11. 17-point leaders, Howie said, back in the centre to Koenig. Carlton now on a roll. It's going to be Walsh to send them deep into attack. Mackay and Curnow out the back. Cottrell with speed. Gets a boot to it and misses. Running into goal. It just came off the side of boot. It was under some close attention from Elizabeth Blakey, but now Carlton lead it by 18 points. Early stages, second term. Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
Started the second term well, the Blues too for the Red Zeds.
Inside 50s, Howie, 5-1, Carlton's way.
It's a big number. Red Z lending loans to the self-employed. McDonald caught in a tackle. Really good tackle. He was brought down in a wrestling-style manoeuvre by Alex Chincotta. And then out of G-Town. One little use of hand pass. Walsh's ball to Curnow. He marks, plays on. He's got a feel for it, then wobbles it forward. Not his best effort, straight to Blakey. He did well to mark, a real finger breaker.
Yep, and then he rushed himself there, Charlie Curnow, didn't he? Just need to take a little bit more time.
Outside 5.
Short one from the Lizard to Lloyd. Two-time best and fairest winner Lloyd. Back to Blakey.
Kick.
Beautiful weighted kick, wasn't it, as Nate called it. Hit Wicks. Lace out, 45-metre. Beautiful kick from half-back. Wicks is going to head in the McLean direction and just tick back on a lead nicely.
Outside 5. Fine.
Isaac Heaney, the next link in the chain, and Carlton have allowed a couple of lead-up marks to be taken here. Wiedering sets himself back in the hole, and so Heaney's now got to go sideways to Lloyd. Carlton really well set up behind the footy. Lloyd, short one's okay to Parker, but he's still 55 metres out. This is the money kick, the next one. Luke Parker decides just the hot spot's the option. He's got Hickey down there to Koenig. Coming in from the side was Doherty. Kemp was set upon the tackle. Goulden almost put a saddle on him, but it will be balled up deep in attack for Sydney. At the punt road end of the MCG. Carlton 4-5-29, 1-5-11. The Sydney Swans. And we're about the halfway mark of the second term. Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
Broncos leading the Storm 8-0 at half-time. Scoring a penalty. Wobbling ball. DeConey needs to be good under pressure. Sard, he just has to kick because they were coming at him from everywhere. Just clears defensive 50. Martin does well. Brings it to ground. The little hand pass to Docker to kick the opening goal in the opening minute. Ball to be won centre wing. Harry Mackay does it. They're on top of the ground here. The Blues at the moment. Hewitt splits it wide. The runners stream inside in the form of Cottrell. They'll look in that direction now. He's got some toe. He's got a one-on-one with Lloyd. Cottrell's been in everything. Can't quite complete the mark. Risky hand pass. Hayward falls to ground. The Blues are coming from everywhere. Getting around Cottrell. He's going to kick his second. He does! Oh, the Blues! They're rolling now. 5-5-35. Swans 1-5-11. 24-point margin, and that ball hung in the air, Chiefy, for a long time.
It was a good individual effort from Cottrell. I thought he had the opportunity when he slid on the ground to pick up the ball just to shoot out a hand pass. They had numbers everywhere. Decided to do it on his own, then looked like he butchered it with a mung off the boot, but it just floated. But Nate, I think you'd already called.
I thought it had missed. I thought it had missed. So everything going the Blues' way at the moment. Sydney now need to start to get their hands on the football. This game is getting out of control for the Sydney Swans at the moment. That was slingshot football from the back end. Carlton just with superior pace. Ash, Mills, Parker, I feel like they need to lift. What are Hayward's numbers?
Yeah, spot on. Mills just a 6 touches, Parker just a 5, and Hayward 1 handball. Carlton overall plus 40 in disposals.
Carlton have now kicked the last 3 goals of the game, including the first 2.
No, they got 7 defenders here. Sydney, it's got to be a warning, sure.
This is where they get you, Carlton, when you don't have numbers around the footy. You can't have extras come up with a stoppage. Centre clearances have been big for Carlton.
There's the warning to Sydney.
Might have been a tactical move there, Chief, just to slow things down. 5-5-35 to 1-5-11. That's Carlton leading by 24 points. 12 minutes remaining in this second term. Picked up by Braden Campbell. Florent at halfback, got it back to Campbell, and the Blues are really on top in this game.
He's playing a game, Cottrell.
Yeah,
he is playing a serious
best
game.
man on the ground.
What are his numbers, Stu, for Red Z?
9 disposals, 2 goals, 1. Number 1 ranked player.
Room hot water built, tough Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Only one thing to ask your plumber, and that's to get him to install the room. The Blues looking to press again. Newman, caught by Warner.
5-1 on the clearances, so it's a big tick. You get Cottrell playing well, and also Caleb Marchbank. They're probably the 22nd and 23rd men into this side, and they're both playing some pretty good football.
Chera can't get his way clear. Who needs to lift in the red and white, Chewy, on the Red Zeds?
Yeah, Rowbottom, another mid for the Swans. He's only had 5 disposals, Howie, and some of their forwards as well. Logan McDonald, 4 possessions and scoreless.
It's a kick forward by Errol Gordon looking for Amadi. Trapped it really well, Amadi. It was an awkward ball to handle. Got it back to Heaney. Had to concede some ground back to Braden Campbell. Now to half forward. Camp, good effort. One-on-one, outpointed Logan McDonald at half back with a good intercept mark for the Blues and goes short to Hewitt. Feels like a very intricate stage of the game for the Sydney Swans at the moment. They are under the pump. They desperately need the next goal all of a sudden. Picked up by Lloyd at half back. Owies, good strong tackle. And they keep it at half forward, Carlton. We've got a 24-point lead over Sydney on the Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
Carlton also smashing into the ruck, so you've got De Koning and Pitnet coming on and off the bench. I think De Koning's been wonderful so far. His ruck work's been good, his follow-up work, then he pushes forward, and Tom Hickey at the moment is out on his feet.
Nathan Brown, Jason Dunstall, Triple M Seabus Super Specials. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Sard under pressure. Centimetre perfect, as Dennis would say. Just lands it inside the boundary line. How you going down there, Tommy Brown?
Good, Howie. No injuries to report, but certainly frenetic activity on the Sydney bench as they try and find their way in this game under John Longmire.
No weather around, Tommy?
No weather. It's clear. It's quite still now. It's quite nice.
Beautiful footy. Walsh spins on a dime. The boy from Ocean Grove drives it forward. Martin applies a tackle. And the Blues dominating this game. They led it by 9 at quarter time. They've taken it out to a 24-point margin. Still 10 to go before the major break. They scored the only 2 goals for the term through Owies and Cottrell. Dockley, a little low slider, just inside 50 for the Blues. Campbell's got no room to get out of that pack.
Chief Nate, is it time to inject Isaac Heaney onto the ball? Is there some move that John Longmire's got up his sleeve?
Well, he looks the most damaging forward. He looks like the man most likely when it goes down there. So he'd still love to have him in there. Maybe Papley some more time through there at the moment, but definitely need to get their hands on the footy more. And Mills and Park are the ones that need to lift. They're the players that win the clearances and surge the ball forward for them, but they're not getting their hands on the footy at the moment.
Love the defensive pressure in the forward 50 from the Blues. That time it was Cunningham with the smother, just not allowing easy exits for the Swans.
You get another boundary throw now. The back of that work, Chief, talking about inside their forward 50. Mackay had it stripped out of his hands. He took clean possession. The ruck, two-man.
Well, just with Callum Mills, Brownie, so he's only averaged 17 disposals from 7 finals appearances, 6 tonight.
Triple M Red Z lending stats, two-man all over it, as always. How about Paddy Cripps again, please, Chew?
Patrick Cripps for Triple M Red Z, 6 disposals, 3 tackles.
They're going to work on Cripps. Looks like Mills is adjacent to it at the moment. Good mark back there by Ollie Florent. Swans trail by 24 points, 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Florent's kick almost intercepted, but Parker's had it stripped out of his hands, taken by Cunningham. His kick was looking for Mackay, but Melican takes the mark deep in defence for Sydney.
Just no easy exit ball. They can't get through half forward at the moment. The Bloods. McInerney delays the hand pass to Rampy. Now, this is the one. He goes the short hit up. Better. Hayward. McInerney's run on nicely. He's got Mills inboard, but elects to kick. 3 on 2 the way of the Swans. McDonald brings it to ground. It's a good effort, but Heaney's given away a free high. And the Blues player's got a poke in the eye.
They've only been inside 50 twice this quarter, the Swans. 9 at the other end for the Blues. So they have firmly wrested back control of this game.
And the free kick is going the way of Mitchie McGovern.
Look at that on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen. A little bit of a high knock, nothing untoward. McGovern's okay. Newman, beautiful little move to get around McInerney on the Shane Warne stand side wing. Martin put one hand up. He goes back chasing after it. Muscled off it by Rampy. Cunningham's look for the boundary line in defence for Sydney. He's got it, but was a little nervous. Thinking that might have been an insufficient attempt for a second.
Harry, you up? Thank you. Hayden and Harry.
Kai's going to go in the ruck against the number 2 for Sydney, Hayden McLean, and then Bo Morris. Harry tries to gab it out of the ruck. Florence aware, though. Sends it out of defence. Look at the numbers again, though. McGovern.
High tackle.
You get a free kick here, McGovern. So doing all the attack in the Blues. They're going to drive it deep again. Weight of numbers is going to pay off eventually here. Curnow overruns it. Well done by McCartan. Puts Rampy under pressure. Did really well by hand. Mills. This is an important kick. Really, really good kick. He finds the Chad.
Warner. Sideways. Still in defence, Sydney. Errol Goulden steps around and finds Parker, but they're having trouble getting through half forward. Short one's okay to Hayden McLean, but it's still happening on the wing on the outer side. Now McLean looks up and there's really a lot of obvious paths through. They're trying to come back through the corridor. Mills wants it. Got it, but you heard the call, not 15. Back to Goulden. He's working overtime. It's a good kick to Campbell. Now a big chance. Logan McDonald on a good lead. Campbell couldn't see a path forward with it. He goes slow to Rampy. Still 70 out from home. Punt road in, and it's pretty slow at the moment for Sydney.
Really slow build-up.
To see where the goals are coming from. They need a contested mark, and the big boys haven't looked like taking one yet. Marty. He's shuffled out of it. Kemp tries to claim the mark.
Bounce off hands onto a
disagrees
teammate,
with Brody Kemp, so the ball will be tossed up. 30 out for the Swans goal. Papley needs to start getting busy too.
Certainly does, Howie. Papley has only had the 6 touches.
He can be the fire starter with his team, with his skill and his passion if he snags one. Florence stands underneath it. Curnow comes down a long way from home. Now the Blues again off half-back. We've got runners forward to the ball. Sydney should be able to track back and mop it up. McCartan keeps his feet. Melican did well to get rid of Cottrell, who's probably the best on the ground. Now McCartan runs across through true centre-half back. Lloyd. Mills comes out to the members' side. They work it better. They're getting their hands on the footy. Campbell marks on half-back. They don't seem to get marks inside 50 at the moment, the red and white.
Walsh has been good too. Been matched up against Chad Warner for most part of the night. They come on and off the ground together right now. And what are Walsh's numbers, Ash?
Walsh has had 15 touches. Warner just the 9.
Just under 7 minutes remaining in this first half. 24-point lead to the Navy Blues over the Swans. Mark taken by Papley.
Outside 5.
He said he can be the fire starter, Papley. Can he weave some magic here? Not a great kick. He's put it on the head of a teammate, and Cottrell's taken another mark. It was over the head of McInerney.
50 metres.
Passively. 50 metres.
They've looked settled in defence, the Blues. We know Jacob Wiedering's a wonderful player. Spoke to Sammy Hammond before the game, but it's been Chin Cotter and also Kemp tonight.
Cottrell having the game of his life, it seems, in this final. Out in front of George Hewitt. They go from deep in defence to attack, and Hewitt's going to go back and launch a shot about 48 metres out, 45-degree angle.
That's it now, George.
Talk us through Matty Cottrell's evening, please. True man so far.
11 disposals, 3 marks, 2 goals, 1 number 1 ranked player on the ground.
So obviously first half of footy he's putting together, Matty Cottrell. Game 52, but it's in the hands of Hewitt now. This will be the third goal. Decides the set-up kick is the one he wants to go for. Pitnet launched at it. Free kick's going to go Martin's way. It's going to be a certain goal. You'd think 25 out directly in front. Hayden McLean arguing the toss, but Jack Martin, you would imagine, is going to extend Carlton's lead.
Is the Harvey Norman replay. Looked like Jack Martin took the ball and then ducked into the tackle. Not much McLean could have done. Play on for me.
Jack Martin, game 147. Played round 1 of the year and then missed the next 10 weeks with a calf. This to extend the lead out for Carlton directly in front. Martin's got his first goal. Last 4 goals of the game go the way of Carlton, and they have blown this out to a 30-point margin. Carlton 6-5-41, Sydney 1-5-11. 5 minutes remaining in the first half on the Triple M Liquor Land scoreboard.
We spoke pre-game to John Longmire about Carlton's ability to win clearances, to win contested footy. And he said, we've just got to win the ball. We've got to be better. We've got to match them in that department. Contested possession, Carlton 77, Sydney 58. They're getting touched up.
Triple M, Harvey Norman replay. Harvey Norman's tech run out clearance. Laptops, mobiles, gaming, audio, fitness and more ends Monday. Carlton fans on the replay. Harvey Norman style up after Martin kicks the goal. Bob Jane, Tommy Brown.
A handy lead, 30 points, because the rain has started, Howie. I don't know how long it'll continue for, but it's moderate at the moment, and it will start to have a bearing definitely on this game.
Melbourne next week plays the winner, Tommy. Is that likely to be a Friday night game?
I'm hearing Friday night, yeah, at this stage, but it's TBC according to the clubs over the next 24 hours.
Thank you, mate. Lloyd gets from the 1-2. Now sends the ball forward. Can they get an inside 50 marker? Marty getting done by Wiedering. Marchbank will be under pressure. Rain falling now. All of a sudden a slippery footy. Be careful there, Wiedering. He did drag it in, but he's helped out in the end in the clinches by McGovern, and the Storm trail 0-8 at half time to the Bronx up at Suncorp, I think, isn't it, Chief? It is.
40.5 goal margin in favour of Carlton as Mackay almost completed the mark. Shane Warne stand wing, 4:33 remaining in this first half as Tommy Brown reported some decent rain falling across the MCG. And that 30-point lead is a significant one. Maybe even more significant now on the back of that. Hurried forward by Mills. Carlton defence has been really well organised back there. They were able to trap it at defensive 50. Will be thrown up. A lot of ponchos being dragged out now, Chief.
Coming from everywhere. Others ducking for cover, running up to the concourse.
Holding.
Type of crowd do you think, Chewy?
North of 90,000, Howie. Similar to last night, I'll go for about 93,000.
They've got to find a way to turn this into a score, Sydney.
They've got a free kick. Kick and a half from home, Chief. Out of side.
Stop.
And what is now pretty consistent rain. Need the intermediate tyres on if you're racing. And Blakey, centering ball. Will land 25 from home. And Marty gets the front of the pack. Did well. Papley ripped off the footy. Blues just hack it out of defence. Cunningham picks it up and runs out of room. 4 minutes to go before the break. It was the Blues by 9 at quarter time. They lead at 6-5-41 to the Swans 1-5-11 by 30 points, Carlton.
Heavy rain falling at the MCG. Impressive first half of this final from Carlton. When was the last time Carlton won a final, man? Remind us, please.
Yeah, 2013 elimination final v Richmond.
It's a long time, isn't it, between finals wins where great Chris Judd dominated on that occasion. Good to catch up with Johnny earlier tonight.
He dominated when he came in here, to be fair.
Getting a reasonable reaction, I believe, online. Juddy's thoughts on life and rate of Maynard, a whole range of things. The Judd man happy to expand on his. Wiedering at half-back. Driving one, looking for Curnow. Hickey couldn't complete the mark. Cripps soccers it forward. Getting back Blakey. Happy to try and pull the trigger through the corridor. It's going to work out okay because McLean's taking the mark. Have to get a late score here, Sydney.
Papley's ahead of the ball if they can bring it to ground. Here he is. They can't take the mark. Papley, Hayward, check side. Misses. They can't be missing those. 25 out, no angle. 1 goal, 6 now for the Swans. 6-5-41. The Blues up by 29 points. 3 to go on the clock before the major break. Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
The right thing, Papley. He thought he could have kicked the goal himself, but he had the feed up to a player with just as much skill as him. But poor old Will Hayward, first time the leathers touched his foot, and it wasn't a nice one.
Another strange decision to go for the check side directly in front. Doing the regulation drop punt, although you know the modern players play it differently. Here's Parker. Have to get some urgency here, the Sydney Swans. 2:40 remaining in the first half.
Going to be super impressed with how organised Carlton get behind the football. We didn't see this in the first half of the year, but they are super organised. So you got Chidcotta and also Kemp doing a great job. You've got Blake Acres getting back from his wing. You've got Sam Walsh helping out. It is a well-drilled machine at the moment.
Good kick, though, finds McLean. 60 metres out. Thought about releasing the handball to Heaney. Goes to Amati on a short lead, and that is a better build-up for Sydney. Joel Amati can look for a late goal here. A couple of minutes until the half-time siren for Sydney.
It's one thing that McDonald and Amati do very well. They do lead up at the footy when the opportunity presents itself. They've done it a few times tonight. hasn't been honoured, but on that occasion, just a nice simple chip kick to the leading player. Gives Amati a shot for goal from just inside the 50-metre arc.
19 goals, Joel Amati in his 14 games this year. Big part of their future. The Sydney Swans, good-looking strike. Goal up by Moose, but it's stuck home, and the Sydney Swans finally kicked their second goal this final. They're 2-6-18. Joel Amati kicks his first. Carlton 6-5-41. Minute 37 remaining in the first half in the Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
Well, it's a great kick, isn't it? Going inside forward 50 from a ruckman up to a leading target. But for the best part of a quarter and 28 or so minutes now, every Sydney ball that's gone inside forward 50, Chief, has just been a bombed kick in hope, and Carlton have been able to get numbers behind the football, turn it back the other way. On that occasion, it was a bit more methodical. They took their time and they found the space. No, they didn't want to bomb it in on that occasion. McLean did the right thing, turned around, looked for the handball, wasn't there. He thought, OK, I'm going to wait for someone to come back up at me. And it was just an easy chip, something they haven't done, but something I'm sure John Longmore at half-time will say, look, we need to do more of that in the second half.
McDonald's and Remote Water, Triple M Rocks finals footy. So the Swans with a late one. 1:31 on the clock. Hang on. They'd love to pinch another one. Akers has got other ideas. Spiralling ball, good in wet conditions. It'll get to the back of the pack. McCartan's going to be under pressure. Mackay, putting a body in there was Melican. Curnow fends off, tries to fend off, in the end goes across the line. With his side in attack, 41-18, 1:11 on the clock. That's Carlton in front by 23 points. Chewy.
Tom McCartan, Charlie Curnow matchup, Chew-man.
Yeah, Charlie Curnow for Triple M Red Z, 8 disposals and a major. McCartan, 9 disposals, 4 marks.
Swans under some pressure here, deep in defence. Braden Campbell, strong tackle from Jack Martin.
Yeah, and Swans on target for their lowest half-time score of the year. Prior to this evening, it was 26 points against Melbourne. Currently at 2-6-18.
Yeah, with 1:03 remaining in the first half. It's not a ideal time to have your lowest first half of the season in this elimination final. Isaac Heaney's pushed up to lay that tackle on Hewitt. It's on forward 50 for Carlton. 55 seconds remaining. Can they find a way to goal again? Walsh guides it back out the Chera direction, picks it up, gets it to Coney, who's been good. Akers kick smothered by Heaney. Gets it back to Hewitt, the chip kick. Oh, big collision coming up, not taken. It was Florent and David Cunningham on a crash course. Cunningham with good courage takes the mark.
It was good courage. It was also a clever kick from Hewitt, because he knows if he didn't kick it over his head and make him go back, it wouldn't have gone 15 metres to be paid as a mark. So it was a really cleverly weighted kick.
This would be a brilliant response from the Blues. With 17 seconds and counting left in the first half. David Cunningham out a 35-metre kick, slightly more acute than a 45-degree angle. Listen to the Carlton fans. Half-time siren about to sound. And it is the Blues who've dominated this first half. 7-5-47. Swans 2-6-18. Half a second remaining in the first half on the Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
Well, it's the perfect response from Carlton, isn't it? Sydney worked so hard to get that goal. They hadn't had many inside 50s in this second term. Carlton goes straight back down the other end, and that's a sign of a good side. So when you challenge, you come back and you get that important goal, which takes you into half-time with some good work behind you.
So it's a 29-point margin, Chewy. A couple of red Zs, because the siren's about to sound when they restart this one.
Yeah, that territory battle, as Brownie spoke about, the entries are 16-8 Carlton's way. Contested ball plus 21 Carlton's way.
Choice Hotels around the grounds, Chewy.
Choice Hotels around the grounds, Howie. It is 8-zip Broncos way.
Half-time here, a bit of push and shove. Heaney getting himself involved. His teammates need to show a bit more sizzle out on the ground, because they're getting whopped at the moment. Half-time play starting to roll in. So the Blues are dominating. They led by 9 at quarter-time. Half-time, 7-5-47. Carlton. The Swans 2-6-18. It's a 29-point margin the way of the Blues. The winner to take on Melbourne, most probably next Friday night. Plenty to cover at half-time, so don't go anywhere. Tommy Brown will be up here to steer things from McDonald's Dream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Finals Footy.
The boys on Triple M.
that quarter for Liquorland. Here's to the footy finals. Cheers, Liquorland. Choose to drink wise.
For Ream Hot Water.
Triple M rocks finals footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
New coaches have brought instant results.
The Ross Revival is taking them to the final 8.
Adam Kingsley.
Is he Coach of the Year?
He almost would be.
Now, it's an elimination final between the high-flying Saints
Look at the party atmosphere. It's got Moorabbin vibes all over it.
and the hard-charging Giants.
And the Giants have had an incredible win here against the odds.
Join the Temper Mattress call team tomorrow from 3 for Ream Hot Water at McDonald's. Triple M rocks finals footy.
It'd be nice if the guys upstairs throwing parties could at least invite me up.
At Bottle Mart, we hear you.
I'd love it if old man using the leaf blower at 6 a.m. would do my driveway too.
We want you to get something more out of every visit.
I do appreciate flowers for our anniversary, but something different and shiny. Let's spice things up.
You can expect more from Bottle Mart. More deals, more range, more service.
Bottle Mart. There's more in store.
Virgin Australia's Queenslanders calling sale is now on. Get up to 30% off flights to Cairns, Hamilton Island, Gold Coast and more. See the world's largest reef, ancient rainforests and local towns. The wonders of Queensland await. Book now at virginaustralia.com. Hurry, sale ends September 10. Discount based on one-way economy light and choice fares not on sale. Economy light fares exclude checked baggage and seat selection. Payment surcharge may apply. Subject to availability and travel periods. T's and C's apply. See website for details.
It's on now. Harvey Norman's Tech Run-Out Clearance. Laptops, mobiles, gaming, audio, fitness. All run-out stock must be cleared. Save $200 on Acer Aspire 5 laptop. Now $698. HP Pavilion. Now $998. Save $200. Save 30% on selected TCL and Oppo mobile phones. And save $300 on Arlo Pro 4 Spotlight Wireless Camera 3-pack. Now $698. More in store and online while stocks last. Now at Harvey Norman.
UFC 293 is in Sydney, Australia. Israel Adesanya defends his middleweight title against Sean Strickland. Top 10 heavyweights tied to Avasa versus Alexander Volkov.
Order now on KO Sports. No subscription needed.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery.
Take me now, hot cool man. Take me now,
Sexyland.com.au.
The Lowdown.
Around town.
Lead the charge with Milwaukee battery-powered outdoor power equipment. Get the safety and performance benefits of battery power. Forget the hassles of petrol.
The Lowdown.
Is that a holiday calling? Somewhere sunny, warm and full of adventure? If you're ready to answer, Virgin Australia's Queenslanders calling sale is now on. Hurry, sale ends September 10. Travel dates and conditions apply.
The Lowdown.
Around town.
G'day legends, it's James Graham here, and boy do I have a game changer for your taste buds. Swap out the usual suspects and let the Ginger Monkey do its victory dance this footy finals. Imagine this, Monkey Shoulder Whiskey meets the crisp snap of dry ginger ale, and then bam, a zesty orange wedge swoops in for a flavour touchdown. Mixing never tasted this darn good, so mix it up for summer and treat yourself to a Ginger Monkey Shoulder Whiskey, made for mixing. Don't be a drunken monkey. Always drink responsibly.
With $786 million worth of prizes, who knows where a meal at Macca's could take you? You could win a limited edition Mirth Batman electric scooter or fuel for a year from Ampol. Download the My Macca's app and play today. Ends 24th October. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks finals footy.
This halftime break for Mitre 10 trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10.
Wow, the Blues by 9 at quarter time, 29 at half time. They've kicked 5 of the last 6 goals of this affair. Cottrell has kicked 2. And they are dominating the Blues with a 29-point margin. This is the halftime break for Mitre 10 trade. Get in, get out, get on in with a Mitre 10 trade. And the Bronx lead the Storm 14-0, 51 into that one. So they are looking very good. Jason Dunstall, Nathan Brown. Is there any way back for the Swans? They just look tasty, the Blues.
There's always a way back.
I agree.
There's always a way back, but they've got to start winning the ball in the middle of the ground, which is hard because Carlton over the last 10 weeks have been the number one in that area. And Ash told us that it was 30-point differential between them and any other side in stoppages and scoring. So how does Sydney stop that? Because they're not playing well enough to do that. They've got the players getting enough football, and when they do get it, they're bombing it inside forward 50 and expecting these young forwards in Marty and Logan are being able to catch the ball and take contested marks. It's just not going to happen. It's a little bit wet out there tonight. They've got to find a different path forward, which they haven't found so far in the first half.
Chiefy, what are your thoughts on the Blues? Let's talk positive. Carlton fans are listening.
Oh, they're in complete control of the game now. They're winning the territory battle. They're winning all the key measures that we look for in a game: contest possession, clearances. Their scores from clearances are good. They're beating Sydney at the turnover game, which is exactly what Michael Voss would have loved to have seen. Look, you can't pick a fault from what Carlton are doing at the moment. All you sit here and do is say, we need to do that for 4 quarters. And if they do what they're doing for 4 quarters, they win the game comfortably. But don't ever write off Sydney. We've seen it too often. Even though they haven't been massive in second halves this season, it hasn't been their strength. They have a knack of finding their ways back into games when they look dead and buried.
Halftime segment brought to you by Amy Clangers. Who covers Clangers on and off the field? Amy does. Let's have a listen to what happened in the first term.
Got to be Harry.
Fogarty back to the athletic to Koning, who started well in this game. That's a good kick to Mackay. He's got a one-on-one with Milliken. The speed of Mackay, guided it to himself. And he's missed from 6 metres out. Went the dribble kick, Chief. 6 metres out directly in front. And I'm looking at a couple of Carlton legends over there. Big Sellers has gone off his brain in the box next to us, Howie. Describe that, Chief.
That's harder to miss than it is to kick from where he was.
Yes, it was interesting to say the least. The Oz kickers are out there. The Judd boys will be out there somewhere. Choice Hotels around the grounds. Whatever your reason for travelling, you get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct to Choice Hotels, so go ahead and book it. We love Choice Hotels. We don't love what the Bronx are doing at the Storm, though, Chewy.
I think they've just scored again.
Oh, it doesn't look good, Howie. At the present, it's 14-0
and they're
Broncos way.
Reviewing a try. Yep. It was called no try on field.
I think that's a try.
We'll get a read on that in a moment, though. So it is the Blues by 29 points. Whose work have you liked? Cottrell, Brownie. You wouldn't have picked Cottrell to come out and do.
No, you wouldn't have. So you go to this game and you've got your 21st, 22nd, 23rd player. Probably Cottrell is one of them. So too Caleb Marchbank. And you come into this game and you go, we need our bottom 4 or 5 to stand up. And Cottrell has stood up and he's delivered more than what he was expected to do. That first half was brilliant, and he just built into that. 11 disposals, kicked 2 goals, 1 gave 1 off as well. And Marchbank, in particular, his first quarter, when he was really good. He worked hard, he got back, and he helped out defensively. He was courageous, he got hands in when he needed to. So 2 players who are probably the last pick to right up there in their best players.
It's a great debate, isn't it? I mean, there was always that talk about if your top half dozen players play well, you probably win the game. But if your bottom half dozen players contribute, well, then you get a fantastic contribution all over the ground. So I agree with you. To see those players contributing speaks volumes from a Carlton perspective.
Carlton by 29 points. Nice to be joined in the box by a gentleman by the name of Travis Hogan. Now, he's in charge there at Mushroom, and he's got the big job, Trav, of bringing out Kiss and making this whole thing sizzle. He brought Robbie Williams last year and dominated. That was genuine sizzle. Trav, nice to see you. Can you provide the same with Kiss?
Howie, if you thought that sizzled, wait till you see what's coming in a few weeks.
Well, what is coming? Give us a bit of an insight for our Triple M listeners.
You've all seen Kiss.
We have.
Big. It's big stadium show. It's going to be fire. It's going to be pyro. It's going to be all the rock and roll we want.
Have they still got it? There's questions in the music industry whether they can deliver on a big stage at this stage of their career. I think they can.
Oh, you'll see. They can. They do. They're at the top of their game, and you'll see in a few weeks how good they are. They will not disappoint. We are not going to have what you're about to say and another Meatloaf moment.
I wasn't bringing that up.
So who's still in the lineup? We've got Paul Stanley, we've got Gene Simmons.
That's right.
And they're the main two, aren't they?
That's correct.
Ace gone
That's
now,
right.
and Peter Chris gone. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But it's everything Kiss always has been. as I said, as good as ever.
And who decides what tunes they're going to play? They've got some big bangers, as the tune man does know, because he likes his kids.
Non-negotiable.
Okay, Chief, you've got the list. You can choose 3 songs. What are you going with?
I Was Made for Loving You is probably the number one song.
Yes, which is your theme song, Chiefy.
Probably Rock and Roll All Night's going to come.
Rock and Roll. Can you change it to All Day, being the grand final?
And every day, but it's in the lyrics, and every day.
Okay. And what's your third one?
That's a good query. What would you think would be their third?
Oh,
you can't play the ballad.
You may have got those 2 right, Jace, I'd say. And there's a third, which we might keep under wraps just for now.
Okay. They've got some nice ballads, but we don't really want a ballad.
Now, obviously, you're in charge there at Mushroom. Mike,
shout it out loud.
Not in charge.
Shout it out loud.
Shout it out loud could be big. I think we got a little tweak. You picked it, Ash. Well done, Ash.
Hey, the movie, the biography of Michael Gudinski, Ego, a tremendous film. How's it going? How's it been received?
It's an incredible. We're really proud of the film. It's when it was in cinemas last week. This weekend's the weekend to go. Get out there, see this incredible film about an incredible man, a great Melburnian. It's got all the stars: Jimmy Barnes, Paul Kelly, Mark Seymour. This is worth seeing. Get out there and have a look.
Well, let's have a bit of a listen to what you can get if you go and see Ego.
We're going to make you a star, kid.
He's always looking for something that somebody hasn't heard yet.
He had the energy of a rock drummer.
Max! It's Michael Gudinski, how are you?
In the late 60s, radio had hardly any Australian content. I couldn't understand why people weren't supporting their own more. That's why Mushroom started.
The film is called Ego, the life of Michael Gudinski. Before we let you go, I got a 13-year-old at home.
Don't ask again. You asked out the back.
That's all you ever do.
It was embarrassing.
Are there any tickets available? Is this going to be
if you pay for them?
Then I missed out. So your man here, Ed Sheeran, lit the whole show. What are we expecting from Tay-Tay?
You're expecting another massive show. Unfortunately, the tickets are gone. They went fast. There's nothing left, and I don't think there's any more coming. This is as big as we've seen in a long time.
Trav, you are you fly around with these people. You're telling me you can't provide a ticket for Nathan I?
That's correct.
I love it.
The whole reason we got you on, Trav, was to ask you this question, and now you're giving us nothing.
Hang on, Jayce's up for 2, no problem.
No doubt.
I've seen the Gudinski movie. Congratulations on that as well. Before we let you go, what can we expect towards the end of the year and next year? Who's coming out?
Oh, it's a big year. It's a massive year. I mean, we've got McCartney, we've got Robbie Williams, we've got Sam Smith. We're finishing with the Foo Fighters before Christmas.
Wow.
An amazing finish to the year. And that's just the big stadium shows.
Is the boss coming?
Nope.
Okay.
Not at this point.
Righto. Okay.
I'd like Kiss to sing Beth. I like that song. It's a bit slower than normal, Chief, but I reckon that'd be good on grand final.
Maybe a nice shandy.
Yeah.
Hey, Trav, we appreciate you coming on. The film is called Ego. Check it out this weekend. It's an absolute beauty. We're going to take a break here. Kiss are going to deliver. Chief, the excitement you had when Robbie Williams came out last year.
It was massive.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
And that set the bar that we need to continue to reach each year from an
Trav's
AFL
told us we're going to clear the bar. Don't worry about that. The Blues leader by 29. Darts to steer you through next. Half time here at the MCG. McDonald's and Remont Water and Kiss. Triple M rocks your finals footy.
This halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks finals footy.
Das, Liquorland have got you covered for footy finals at your place. They've got all the local and international beers, RTDs, wines and spirits. You need to taste the big wins and, unfortunately, commiserate the...
What's an RTD, Howie?
I was actually going to ask you the same question.
Howie, that would be a ready-to-drink, Howie, which are they stocking your product at the moment? No comment. Okay, available in-store and online. Whatever the reason, they'll bring the drinks, Howie.
Always choose to drink wise. Cheers, Liquorland.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.
I had a blue dress on when I met him.
It has Marty Sheargold.
G'day, everyone.
A man who knows what he loves.
I love a Carlton draft. Yeah. I love a cocktail Frankfurt. I love rulers too, Anna, in other words.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. It's a show for grown-ups.
If you can peel it, eat it.
Kickstart your day with a laugh. Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. 6 to 9 weekdays on Triple M.
God, I love mowing too, Heath.
Yeah.
Oh, if only the old fisherman next door stopped scaling his catch right under my bedroom window. The smell is rank.
At Bottle Mart, we get others can be a bit on the nose.
You know, just once, it'd be nice if my son didn't return my car on empty.
We aim to fill each visit with top-notch service.
Oh, there's nothing worse than not getting the extra pickles you ordered on your cheeseburger.
You can expect more from Bottle Mart. More deals, more range, more service.
Bottle Mart.
There's more in store.
I'm just gonna shoot up the road and get some takeaway. No point putting a seatbelt on. Yeah, nah, she'll be right. Oh, no.
Hello, driver. Can I please see your license?
Driving without a seatbelt? Chances are you will be caught. Wear your seatbelt, not the consequences. A message from the TAC. Drive safely. For everyone.
It's raining gift cards thanks to the Monopoly game at Macca's. You could win one of thousands of gift cards from the iconic Amazon.com.au, FPOS and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today. Ends 24th October. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
Amazon 5-star Reviews presents Feline Euphoria. Today's customer review is from Sarah. She writes, "This robot vacuum is awesome. Never have the cats enjoyed something so much. They want another so they don't have to share. Best cat toy ever. It also cleans well. My allergies thank you, 5 stars. Thanks, Sarah. That's how you make cleaning not suck. Real Amazon customers, real reviews. Really. Amazon.com.au.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles continues to relentlessly spook our competitors with our unbelievable checked and locked prices. Here's proof. 60 by 60 Stone Code concrete look floor tiles? No, not $29.95. National Tiles price just $19.95. That's right, National Tiles price not $29.95, but an unbelievable $19.95. So rush into National Tiles now and save.
Are you in a music slump? Need a mood booster?
No matter what type of mood you're in, Listener has the perfect music station for you.
Find your inner rock god with Hard and Heavy. Tap into the golden age with 70s hits. Or release your inner rodeo with Triple M Country. Download the Listener app now and search Mood to find your perfect music station.
At Coles, there's great value hands down across fruit and veg this week. Like juicy in-season 100% Aussie blueberries, now just $3 for a 170-gram punnet. Only at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
Oh, don't you hate it when the bus driver stops way past your stop?
At Bottle Mart, we know others can leave you feeling overlooked.
It'd be nice if my grown-up kids would swing by without hitting me up for cash.
We want you to feel valued with every visit.
I know, I told my hubby no gifts this birthday, but he didn't have to listen to me.
You can expect more from Bottle Mart. More deals, more range, more service.
Bottle Mart.
There's more in store. Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M Rocks Finals Footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business. They've got the biggest range of ceiling fans for every job. Beacon Trade. Let's make life work.
Half time at the Triple MCG. Carlton 7-5-47. Dominating this final 2-6-18. The Sydney Swans 29-point lead to the famous Navy Blues. Choice Hotels around the ground. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you look and you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it now. Chief, keeping an eye on the Broncos and the Storm.
20-0 in favour of the Broncos, but the Storm attacking the line in a good chance. Good chance to get a try on the board, but they need to get moving quickly. About 17 minutes left in that one.
The great sprays from the coach too, Chief.
Craig Bellamy did not like a decision from the ref, and you could just see the expletives coming out of the mouth.
Touch animated Craig Bellamy. Not far away from getting the second half underway here at the MCG. The players are in position, and we might get some Triple M Red Z lending stats to the Swans. You've got a bit of work to do here in the second half.
Yeah, they certainly do, and defensively the Blues are sound. They've kept Sydney to their lowest half-time score of the year. Blues only conceding 74 points per game. That's the lowest points they've conceded since 1968 outside of shortened quarters in 2020.
So about to get underway Second half here at the MCG, 29-point lead to the Blues. It's going to be Mark Pitnet and Tom Hickey. Hewitt picked it up, wrapped up by Hickey.
Ball up.
So the Sydney Swans.
And George.
Got to get everything right in the second half, and that is not a great sign. A little bit of a limp up for Isaac Heaney. And slap it forward as Heaney starting around the footy. He's moving okay, which is a good sign. Campbell floats one high. Can they get an early contested mark here? The Swans are Marty. Parker started forward. Picked up by Wiedering. Good mark by McInerney. Decided to play on, and then his handball was going to set Chad Warner a bit of a task, but he was up to it. Good little don't argue, but then his kicked it straight to Sard, as you can tell by the Carlton fans. And their favourite noise, and the mark's been taken at half back by Mackay.
Goes inboard on the 45, about a 16-metre ball is good. So the Blues off half back, out of side. They led by 9 at quarter time, 29 at half time. 7-5 to 2-6 right at the start of the second half. Broncos lead the Storm 20 to zip, 65 in, so the Bronx looking the good there. Breaking a long streak too. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business to make every tradie's job easier. With Australia's biggest range of ceiling fans, we've got the right ceiling fan for every job. Join Beacon Trade and let's make light work. Hewitt just squeezes the ball forward to Curnow. He's probably too far out. He'd have to unload from 56. Even the Coleman man might not be able to do that, so he sends it deep. Mackay's there! Oh, it was always going to be Harry! And if he knocks one through here from directly in front, Carlton fans are going to continue to party.
Does he kick a set shot or does he go around the corner? It looks like he's going to go with a drop punt.
He's 15 metres out, Chiefy.
We've seen him kick him around the corner from here before.
Not putting it in the book, but it's as good as there. Crowd will tell you everything. He missed.
He got way too close to the man on the mark. He got so close to the man on the mark, he had to kick the ball straight up, and he rushed it. He had no routine. That was just a poor miss. He's missed 2 absolute sodas tonight.
That's the one he should have snapped on the left foot.
48 to 18 the way of the Blues.
That is remarkable what you've just seen there.
I mean, if you put his 2 goals in the book, Duke, as you should, the game's just about over.
And you wonder whether that could be a turning point in the game. It just had that feel about it, didn't it? Sucked the wind out of everyone in the Carlton faithful here at the MCG. The Swans get it to half forward. Almost had his leg tunnelled underneath him. Patley play on was the call. Picked up by Newman. Gets a kick to McGovern. They're going to go inside 50 here with George Hewitt. Had enough time to get it to Curnow. Courageous mark and a really good mark from Milliken. Saves the day for Sydney.
Those losses, misses will be glossed over, Chief, if the Blues get the job done. But, gee, if something was to come back the other way, that'd be right under the spotlight. Lloyd's got it, centre wing, hand passing under pressure. Goulden tries to give it back to Lloyd. Carlton's pressure's outstanding. Pitnet puts his big frame over the footy. Heaney's down, copped an errant blow to the head. Oh, Charlie's doing tricks. That's Curnow. He's taking a one-hander, sending it forward, a little too much on the kick. We'll just have a look at Heaney, Harvey Norman replay. Harvey Norman's tech run-out clearance, laptops, mobiles, gaming, audio, fitness and more ends Monday. I'm not sure what happened to him, Das. Let's have a look at the Harvey Norman, Triple M style.
Just ran into the shoulder of big Mark Pitnet.
Like he was a bit stunned by it, Isaac Heaney. You'll get Tommy Brown to keep a close eye on that. Walsh inside 450. Beautiful handball to Cripps. Gets it out wide to Martin. Steps back inboard. Got through some heavy traffic, but the Swans defenders get back. They're able to get it to McCartan. Wants to find Hickey, who was tackled without possession. So they'll get a reprieve here, the Sydney Swans, with their big ruckman, Tom Hickey. Deep in defence, hands it off to Blakey. Trademark run and bounce. He gets that going. They come back through the corridor. A lot of Carlton numbers there. Sard got it in front of Papley. Goes along to the goal square. Martin surrounded by Swans. Rampy with a defensive spoil. Hickey now lumbers after it. Tries to keep it back into McCartan. McCartan has earned a free kick. Advantage paid to Hickey. I'm not sure he wanted it, the big man. Hands it off to Campbell. They're under a lot of pressure here, Sydney. Campbell's kick not great. Little fumble, though, from Newman. Papley involved again. A little bit of a shin forward kick taken away by Walsh. And now Akers back through traffic. Good tackle. Harry Cunningham Braden Campbell gets it to McDonald. And the Swans go forward to Amati.
Amati's out the back. He'll mark. Now he'll have to stop and wait and wait. He goes alone from 60. Amati just blazed away and missed it. It wasn't a bad decision in the end. He didn't have much to go to. 2-7-19 Sydney. The Blues 7-6-48, 29-point margin, 15 to go, third term. Triple M Beacon Trade score. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business. They got the biggest range of ceiling fans for every job. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Hewitt drops a mark that he might have taken 8 out of 10 times, picked up by Gordon, who slides home the goal against the flow of play. Gordon's got a couple. And at the other end, Mackay's missed 10 metres out directly in front, and that just feels like a big momentum shift. 7-6-48 Carlton, 3-7-25 Sydney. Early stages, third term. Triple M Beacon Trade score.
Making some mistakes, the Blues. George Hewitt drops an uncontested mark. Errol Goulden picks it up and snaps, and as you say, it's effectively a 2-goal turnaround. So they're only 4 goals down. They are knee-deep in this. If Carlton continue to make mistakes and give the Swans a look, they will keep coming.
It's not just Harry Mackay who then gets a bit flustered about the miss. So, Das, you called it that it sucked the life out of the MCG and the Carlton supporters. And I reckon the next 5 or 6 entries that Carlton had were all rushed. They were all not timed like they were in the first half. They were trying to get back inside forward 50. Let's see if someone can take a mark. Let's bomb it in there. They didn't take their time. And then it comes back down the other end and a nice goal to Sydney.
Triple M Seabass Super special comment. Seabass Super making hard work pay off. Inside 50 ball the way of the Swans. They drop back. Hayward inboard. If they get 2 in a row here, they'll have a bit of momentum. The Swans. Good tackle. Heaney on Cripps. Ball spills free. Rowbottom's at it. They'll be under pressure here, the Blues defence. Newman sees it to the line.
Come, Sydney Rush.
It's tough, Isaac Heaney. Had his nose rearranged only moments ago and then went full-chested at that tackle on Paddy Cripps. All of a sudden, the Sydney Swans, you feel, have got a bit of momentum. They trail by 23 points. 14 minutes remaining the third term. Picked up by Park, and Logan McDonald's going to take the mark directly in front. 25 metres out. Back-to-back goals coming up here for Sydney.
This game's turned on its head, Brownie.
All of a sudden, you take your luck. Sydney had no luck in that first half, and now a couple have dropped for them after the Harry Mackay miss, and it just feels like momentum has shifted, playing in front. Quick kick out of the pack with an easy mark.
Logan McDonald, 30 goals coming into this final. He had 15 in his 17 games last year. Really a big part of the future for Sydney, directly in front. He makes no mistake. That's a good-looking set shot. And look at the Swans pile in from everywhere. Almost every player on the ground gets to McDonald, and they are feeling like they are back within 17 points now. 7-6-48 to 4-7-31. That is on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. 17-point lead to Carlton.
So the big thing is now for Carlton, you don't want to panic. You're still 17 points up. Yes, you should be at least 6 goals up now. You've missed a goal. They've gone down and they've kicked a couple. Now the pressure comes, but the worst thing you can do is panic. So Paddy Cripps has the lead in there in the middle of the ground. You've got Shearer and you've got some players in there who are seasoned professionals. You've got Doherty out in the wing. All of a sudden they have to look around and go, let's just settle down. Let's just start to win the footy again at the clearances. We're very good. We're the #1 clearance side to score in the competition. We just need to settle down now. The same way Sydney did in that first quarter when Carlton got the jump on them and slowed the game down.
Lifted their work rate. They're up to 225 as a pressure rating. Sydney best in the comp.
Triple M Seabass Super special comments. Seabass Super making hard work pay off, back to a 17-point margin. Another clearance. Goulden, if they get a mark inside 50 here. McDonald was on the lead. McLean was there as well. Hayward forward, handball. Falls to McDonald. Free in the space of 2 minutes. Harry misses. Sydney go bang, bang, bang. 7-6-48, 5-7-37, 11-point margin. And Carlton fans around the MCG are starting to go, uh-oh, Chiefy.
And rightfully so. And I'll tell you where they have turned around too, in the midfield. You win clearances, you get first use of the footy going forward. All of a sudden it puts the opposition's defence under pressure. They haven't got time to be organised to get numbers back. It's every man for himself. And the kicks are just chaotic kicks going in. They're drilling them in low. They're not just high bombs. And more often than not, if it's a ground ball, Sydney are jumping on it.
And it was Errol Goulden, who doesn't go into a lot of centre bounces, normally out on the wing, but For this third term so far, they feel like they've needed some pace, they've needed some use out of the middle, and he's delivered that.
Couple of goals for Logan McDonald. Back within 11 points of Sydney Swans. Hickey. That is a really interesting ruck free kick against Tom Hickey. He's called a high fan. That felt like a bit of luck going Carlton's way there. De Koning sends them deep into attack. They need to get a quick reply. Curnow taking a bit of time to get up with a little bit of a limp. Let's hope there's nothing in that. Oh, he's fighting hard. Lloyd from behind with a tackle. Oh, he tries to charge back through. It's held up. Hunt rode in about 35 around from Carlton's attacking goal. They trail by 11 points, Sydney. 7-6-48 to 5-7-37 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Walsh flows on a ball deep in the pocket. Rowbottom tries to get him across the line. Doesn't quite get there. A couple of fairly invested Carlton fans in the back of the box, Darcy. They're starting to really lose you. You know what? Really getting feral back there.
Got a couple next door to the Dominator. Wayne Johnson's about 1.5 metres power, and he's looking to touch stress, the Dom.
I'm just worried if there's a fight breaking out in the crowd over there. It's my old man.
Pow, pow.
Patrick Cripps and Tom.
Big Greg Brown in the house tonight as well at the MCG.
Holding.
Instead, free kick going to Lizard Blakey.
Back to the 9. Jack, back to the 9.
And you can feel the Carlton fans on the edge of their seat at the MCG.
Gee, there's a shift in the game. Everything's just starting to flow Sydney's way.
Mills gets a 1-2. Going with Hickey, kicks out Shane Warne, stand side. McInerney. Akers has claimed a mark. It bounced off his chest, straight up in the air 10 metres, and he marked it again. Goes short to McGovern. 12.5 remaining this first half. Mitch McGovern had a brain fade, tried to play on and ran into the man on the mark, but his kick's been marked by Jack Martin. He's got a good contested mark on a really good player, Rampy. And can he kick a steadying goal here for the Blues?
Just regulation stuff for Mitch McGovern. Got himself into some trouble, managed to get himself out of it. A snap inside forward 50. That is a good mark from an undersized player.
What'd you see, Chief?
I was watching around the grounds. I think Pappenhausen's just broken his leg to the Storm.
Choice Hotels update Melbourne Storm score, please, Chief, with that.
20 zip in favour of the Broncos. 7.25 minutes left.
Tough night for the Melbourne Storm there in Queensland. Jack Martin slides home a goal against the flow of play. That is huge for the Blues. 8-6-54 Carlton, 5-7-37 Sydney. 11.41 remaining in the third term on the Triple M Beacon Trade score.
With all the momentum, a couple of big moments, and you called it. The fact that Blake Acres had no right to take that mark, and it's just a little thing that they needed to go right, because nothing has gone right in this third term so far. And then a kick inside forward 50, a much smaller player up against Dane Rampy, and you could see how disappointed Dane Rampy was with himself that he didn't bring that to ground. He knew that he had the size and the reach, and that ball should have come to ground, and he cursed himself, and that was a bad mistake by Rampy.
Just some positives for the Swans in this quarter. At half-time, they were down by 20 in contested ball. This term, they're at +3 in their pressure, still tracking at 2-11.
We spoke about how sapping that miss from Mackay was, how uplifting is a good kick like that gets the Blues up and running again from Martin.
Fogarty, Sydney need to respond again immediately. Owies, Florent wins it, pushes it ahead, does well, bangs it off the ground. And it's paid as insufficient, and it's my favourite boundary umpire, Nate, because he's got one of the great mullets, the chap out there.
Yeah, he's good. Does look like a broken leg up there to Pappenhausen, Chief. They're holding the tib fib at the moment. Yep. Doesn't look good.
Just come back from that horrific knee as well.
It's his second game back.
He went down in agony when it happened.
Let's hope it's not a Nate Brown special, that. And Pappenhausen, superstar for the Melbourne Storm.
Yep, one of the best players in the comp. And he's up and running.
Choice Hotels around the ground. Been a rough night up there for Melbourne Storm. The Broncos have dominated, and that would get worse with Pappenhausen, whose culture was one of the best in the first half, has got a dangerous tackle free kick his way. Two-man, talk us through his evening, please.
14 disposals, also going at 90% by foot in two majors.
Sanders Carlton deep into attack again. The defensive fist from Carlton was good, but picked up by Hewitt. Released a little handle out to Chera. He's kicked another one for Carlton. Big reply from the Blues, almost the identical part of the ground where Martin kicked the last one. So Chera and Martin get Carlton back out to a lead of 23 points. Halfway mark of this third term. Carlton fans are delighted on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Gee, it's a great finish, Nate. That's a quality finish. That's one of those that probably gets kicked, 2 or 3 times out of 10.
Yep.
That's team lifting.
The Dopley game at Macca's is back. Ends October 24. T&Cs at mcdonalds.com.au for Macca's and Marine Whitewater Triple M Rocks finals footy. Looks like the Broncos are running another try against the Melbourne Storm.
No, they're just replaying while there's an injury time out.
What is the score up there, Chief?
20 zip.
20 to zip. 60-37 here, 23-point margin back to the Blues, 10:40 to go before the three-quarter time break. And the Swans lift. Knocking it down, Petnet, Chera, they're coming again here, the Navy Blues. The crowd's up at the MCG inside 50 ball. Tough one from McCartan to trap. Lloyd pushed off it. They want a free kick, the Blues fans. They ram it. They're not going to get one here. Lloyd under all sorts of pressure. High clearing ball. Akers will stand underneath it. Advantage pay. No, free kick, and then it's going to Chera. So another chance from inside 50 for the Blues. Little low slider. McLean's in best position. Fisted away. Well done, Curnow to bring it to ground. Tapped away. McInerney will be under pressure. Kicks it off the ground. Papley does well at ground level. Hand pass doesn't quite meet the target in Wicks. The Blues will come again. Akers screwing ball into the pocket. Mackay bounces through him. Blakey mops up, goes back by hand, and the Swans will clear.
Stand.
Short kick is okay to Hayward. Going to get a minute.
Doesn't matter, you propped. Up to the next umpire.
So what happened there, Chief?
Well, he said you propped, I think. So once you're told to stand, you then lose that option of going back to 5 metres.
Stand.
Hayward and Chera advanced to about 70 out from home. Happy to pull the trigger on a kick to Papley. He was well defended back there. Chincotta and couldn't keep being Braden Campbell. Almost launched himself over the boundary line in the attempt to do so. Swans get it to 55. At Tom Papley's evening, please, Stu Man.
Tom Papley, 10 disposals, 20% by foot, 5 clearances.
At that 50-metre penalty, Blake Akers ran all the way with Errol Gordon. Errol Gordon was hell-bent on getting the handball around the back on the fly, but Blake Akers, not even his man, went with him all 50 metres and made sure he didn't get the easy handball around the back.
Sarge sees it across the line. Pappenhausen still hasn't managed to get off the ground. Oh, it's horrible, Chief. He had that knee issue that they described like a car accident. He went to America. He spent a year and a half to get back. And now they're struggling to get him in the medical card at the moment with a serious leg issue.
It's going to be a couple of seasons out of his career.
Gee whiz. And the Storm are going to get belted. The Broncos getting the job done.
It's been a great response from the Blues. And it's come with their pressure. Their ability to tackle, to maintain the intensity of not allowing Sydney to have time with the ball when they do win it.
Hewitt up and under. Out towards centre wing in front of the members. McLean takes a good grab. What are you seeing on the Red Z? Stu, Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com.
Low numbers for Sydney in this quarter. Mills 3, Parker 2, Heaney and Papley 1 each.
Two-man starting to fire bullets.
Stand.
Hayward.
Play on. Yours.
Off one step. Spreads it wide. Well done, McLean. He's had a good little patch. Campbell hits 50. Campbell goes for home. Gee, it's a beautiful finish. Akers arrives, claims he's touched it. Let's hear what the ump says.
He's confident.
I believe it's a goal. Can you please check to see if he got a touch on it?
Let's go here.
So it's called a goal.
Can you please confirm it was touched?
See a few angles now. Blues fans think Blake's touched it.
I think he has too. I think it's a great effort. Just a brush of the fingertips.
It's exactly where you want your winger to be.
Yep.
When the ball's coming in the other side, your defensive wingman getting back to help out.
Is that definitive enough to turn it over, Nate?
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball deviates after being touched by the right hand of the Carlton defender before crossing the back of the goal line. Good decision on the scoreboard.
Akers at full stretch saves the goal.
It was a good decision and it was a quick decision. It's about time. Snorkel.
She's looking at the swagger from the Luke Tunnicliffe arc in the background. He's very happy with the way.
Fair to say he wasn't swaggering when the Swans kicked 2 on the trot there. But
he rang down to tell the arc the decision there.
60-38 the way of the Blues.
Saad drives it deep to the wing members' side here at the MCG. Clean fighting on hands and knees. Braden Campbell couldn't get through a tackle. It's wrapped up in that half-forward position.
Now that's the score, Howie.
What is the score, Nate?
24-0.
Choice hotels around the ground.
Touch, play on!
Touch ball. Swans with no real options forward, so Melican just has to go high in the air. Blues, Pitnet, and that knee heavily bandaged.
He's played well, Pitnet, I think.
Chief, looks like the tape's holding his leg together.
It's just some serious strapping, isn't it?
Sort of Ben Stokes style of strapping. As the Blues have got a defensive side of the wing right in front of Tommy Brown from Bob Jane. They drive it further. Bob Jane by 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call order online today. T&C's applied down towards De Koning, who takes a strong contested mark. The arms out in front. Martin flies. McLean taps it down like a ruck contest to Mills. Warner. Lloyd takes on Cripps. Trouble. Just gets rid of it. Does he? No. The Cripper gets his man. Cripper, the skipper, will line up to kick a ripper from about 40 out.
Well, he's adamant, Jake Lloyd, that he got a hand pass to it, but the umpire said no. He took him on, tried to step inside him.
If he kicks this, Chief, I'm declaring it will be the biggest roar of the night.
Yep.
180 games before tonight. Hasn't played in a final, the skipper. He's been there for year after year when the club have failed to deliver. He's lived hard times after hard times. Now Cripps lining up from 48. Blues fans will lose it if he kicks it. Drifts out to the right. Cripps, have a listen to him with the G! Arms out wide! Cripper yelling his head off! And there's the moment of the night right there! Captain Fantastic! Cripps with his first. The Blues 10-6-66. Sydney 5-8-38, 28 points. And Carlton fans, some of them are going, oh no, hang on, others are starting to dream of a next Friday night encounter.
Harvey Norman replay screen, he might have been a bit stiff, Jake Lloyd, with the decision, but it doesn't matter. When you get opportunities, you've got to take them. Hasn't been a big night for Paddy Cripps, possession number 13, but you get a gilt-edged opportunity to hit the scoreboard, a set shot from 40 out on a 45-degree angle, and he makes no mistakes. That's why he's pumped. He knows that Sydney came at them hard, and they've answered with the last 3 goals to really steady the ship, and now they look confident again.
Back this way.
Magic moment that. Paddy Cripps, inspirational captain of Carlton in his first final, 181st game of AFL football. And they extend their lead Carlton to 28 points, 6.5 remaining in the third term. Hewitt farmed it in the Fogarty direction. He went to the voice of Walsh, getting back row bottom. Walsh able to secure the football again. They go inside 50. Always gives a good contest. Spills back out of Carlton. The Carlton players run into each other. It was Martin and Cripps. It's about 35 out from the Carlton goal punt road end. Getting back Lloyd. He's having to weave his way through some pressure. Kicks out in the direction of McLean. Getting back though, combining his Kemp with Walsh. And now Cottrell and Lloyd off hands. It will be out of bounds right directly under the Shane Warne stand sign on the outer wing here at the MCG. 10-6-66 Carlton. 5-8-38 Sydney. 5:57 remaining on the Triple M Big and Trade scoreboard until 3/4 time.
McDonald's Room Hot Water. Triple M Rockman Finals footy. 28-point margin. The Blues. 5.5 to go. As I said before 3/4 time. Mills to Lloyd.
Outside 5.
Big Tom Hickey declaring late August that this campaign would be his final campaign. He needs his Swans to lift to get him another game. Parker's been good chew on the Reds' heads.
Disposal number 14.
Amati.
3 metres
strong
back.
lead.
3 metres back.
There marked by Swans forward. Gives it to Blakey. He massages it inside. Really well done. Really well done by McLean because he just edged Wiedering underneath it. The big Hayden needs to go back and kick it. From about 25 out, no real angle.
They haven't had a lot of winners forward of the ball tonight, Sydney, and when McLean's been up there, he's looked okay, but Marty's probably the only other one who's looked like marking the football. The ball use inside forward 50's let them down tonight, Sydney.
8, 7, 6 whistle.
Big H. McLean from St Bede's College, 20 goals, 13 before tonight. To give Sydney fans something, leans back. Blues fans rejoice, he hooks it. 10-6-66 the Blues, the Swans 5-9-39. Still 27 points in at 4:41 to go before 3/4 time. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Kicking finds McGovern. His kick not great. Missed Newman. Crashing through Parker goes as hard as anyone out there on the field. Hayward's had a few opportunities and missed, but they get one there on the back of a mistake, and Will Hayward makes them pay. Let me look at Nick Newman on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay in a moment. He looks a little bit sore as well, so important goal keeps Carlton with a bit to think about. 10-6-66 the Blues, 6-9-45 Sydney, 4:23 remaining in the third term on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Had a really slow start to the game, Will Hayward. I think he'd only had one handball halfway through that second term. He's now up to 10 disposals and he's kicked 1 goal, 1. So you look at the score right now and you think Carlton have dominated this game from start to where it is right now. 4 minutes 23 to go in the third term. But you look up at the scoreboard and it's only 21 points. It feels like a lot bigger than that. And Sydney would look up and go, we're still in this game. If we could hold on towards three-quarter time, potentially pinch one back and get it to 15 or 2.5 goals, they would be very happy going to the last quarter, have a big crack at that.
Bob Jane, T. Brown.
Newman came off. He just spoke to the doctor. He did get collected that tackle, but I think at this stage he's okay.
Brownie. Carlton drive it forward again. Cunningham, the Carlton version. Well, caught by Blakey. Not sure how he got rid of that. Wasn't rewarded. Papley working off half back. A little stubby kick forward. Sard races on the ball. Akers does really well. He's had a good night back from that shoulder. Centering ball as well sport by Papley. Choice Hotels round the grounds. Two-man, the Storm and the Bronx.
Broncos are up 26-0.
Hey guys.
And we're at the 79-minute mark, Howie.
So you're saying there's a chance?
None.
Zero chance for Red Z, Howie.
21-point lead to Carlton. Just under 4 minutes remaining over the Sydney Swans here in the third term. Cherry did well. For Akers, his kick was marked though by Florence. Spears it to Marty. It was not a great kick. Opened the door for Wiedering. He sweeps a handball back to Doherty. Finds the target in Chincotta. Short one's okay. Back to Doherty. Important 3.5 minutes remaining in this game. A goal either way is significant in this third term as Akers. Is that a fair bit of a two-man?
Disposal number 15.
Akers, a little bit of a 9-9 inside forward 50. It was intended for Mackay, but Hickey stood under a strong mark and takes it well for Sydney.
Dishes to Blakey. Little slider to Campbell.
The Lindrikizzi's the game that I know you like, Howard. You don't often see a player go from short sleeves to long sleeves after half-time. It's normally the other way around, but that's what Adam Sard's done.
Very unusual name.
It's normally you start with the long sleeves, you get a bit hot, you take it off and you go to the short. It's gone the other way tonight.
Very cool evening. I like your attention to detail. Blues down the outer flank. Sending it forward. Kerner hasn't really been a factor. What's he had, Big Charlie?
10 disposals, 3 marks, 1 major.
Harvey Norman replay. John Longmire exhorting his troops to give something in the last 2.5. They trail by 21 points before three-quarter time. Here's a risky ball. Could be a turnover. The Blues coming back the other way. Hands inside 50 ball. Mackay hits the back hard. Lloyd. Love to see Mackay take a mark just for the theatre of the shot for goal, Das. And he's down and he saw Harry Mackay. Tommy Brown will keep an eye on it.
Tom McCartan went back with enormous courage, and it's the guy going back who's laying on the ground, but Mackay's hurt himself coming the other way, and he's still lying on his back. Deep in defence, he's being attended to by a couple of trainers. In the meantime, at half-back, Rampy's got it. Come back to that shortly. Rampy's kick to Hickey, has taken some good marks. Papley with a chance. Had Gordon on the outside. Decided to go to the goal square. Found Parker. Runs into an open goal and kicks it. Sydney with back-to-back goals. Brings the margin back to 15 points. 7-9-51 Sydney. 10-6-66 Carlton. Minute 44. Until three-quarter times. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Tommy Brown gives a Harry Mackay update.
Harry Mackay is being assisted off now by the doctor and 2 trainers. He either looks injured or dazed. I can't see from this angle, but it's definitely a potentially big story. He's coming off very, very slowly. I'll tell you more as soon as I know what's the matter with him.
He looks very dazed. He doesn't really know where he is at the moment, Harry Mackay. We see the Harvey Norman replay coming in and looked quite innocuous. So normally, as you said, Das, the player going back.
He copped it in the body, not the head.
Just wait.
McCartan goes back and straight up the front. Harry Mackay copped that, but every person in the whole stadium out here thought that Tom Papley had missed the player on the outside, which is Errol Gordon. He was the only person who saw Parker going back to the goal square on his own. It was a beautiful kick, and it keeps them in it.
Could be sternum, maybe, Chief.
Yeah. He's running towards you, Tommy. What are you assessing from there?
He looks very unsteady on his feet. Hopefully it's a sternum or back injury, because if he's concussed, he'll miss at least 12 days. So he needs the assistance of the trainers to stand up, and looks winded and dazed.
Straight down underneath the... no, not concussion, Howie. I think he's either got ribs or a sternum injury in his...
Big clearance here, though. All of a sudden, it's just 15 points in it. Minute and a half to go before three-quarter time break. Blues have had the answers tonight, but if Sydney pinch another one here, get within 2, going to the last quarter, nerves will really come into it. Big Hickey playing for another game in his career. Swans clear it. Wiedering underneath it. McLean has to engage. Does. Strips it away nearly. Wiedering, the big quads pumping. Brought to ground. Gives it to Sard. In the long sleeve, does Nate expertly pointed out.
Holding.
Free kick.
Sydney.
Going the way of Melican. Plays on. There's still time. To Goulden. A minute on the clock. He's run down from behind. Oh, what a night Cottrell's having.
Just didn't seem, Howie, one of those things in the middle of the MCG, 95,000 people, you think you're all on your own. But he was bearing down, and Cottrell's come up with some big moments, and that's another one.
That might be a goal saver. They are operating officially in the third term. 11 inside 50s for 5 goals, 3. They've scored from 8 of their 11 inside 50s, Sydney.
40 seconds until three-quarter time, Chief, and that is significant, as Goulden was going to get them a massive opportunity to score. Now Wiedering, understanding that it's deep in the third term, happy to go into a bit of slow play. Tom, we haven't had either sub-activated, Jesse Motlop or Robbie Fox, both still sitting down there warming up, Tommy?
Yeah, they haven't been activated, which is, I guess, a bit of a surprise to us, but I'll inform you as soon as that changes. It might not be far off.
John Mark taken by Tom McCartan with 8 seconds and counting, Chief.
He's well on top of Curnow.
Definitely won that matchup, goes short to Goulden, and they're going to get beaten by the siren here, Sydney, but 2 late goals, significant for Sydney. It brings the three-quarter time margin back to just 15 points, and a bit of a hush around the MCG. The Carlton fans know they've got some work to do still. They're 10-6-66. Sydney 7-9-51. More from Howie, more from the Chief, from Nate, the two-man, and Tommy Brown. And for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business. They've got the biggest range of ceiling fans for every job. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
For McDonald's.
Triple M rocks finals footy.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Ends October 24. T's and C's at mcdonalds.com.au.
The Legends return for another massive Saturday.
I'm up and about today, Tim.
Triple M's Dead Set Legends. Joey Montagna, Jay Clark, Kath Lochnan and Limo. These legends have got you covered with all things sport.
A lot of tracksuits and a lot of gold chains.
And some other stuff.
Bit of Gucci around.
Triple M's Dead Set Legends. Tomorrow morning from 10 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Make it look easy with Sportsbet.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
There's $786 million in prizes with the Monopoly game at Macca's. You could win one of 2 Isuzu MUX SUVs, an Oppo Find X5 smartphone and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today. Ends 24th October. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
It'd be nice if the guys upstairs throwing parties could at least invite me up.
At Bottle Mart, we hear you.
I'd love it if old man using the leaf blower at 6 a.m. would do my driveway too.
We want you to get something more out of every visit.
I do appreciate flowers for our anniversary, but something different and shiny. Let's spice things up.
You can expect more from Bottle Mart. More deals, more range, more service.
Bottle Mart.
There's more in store.
Want to save on fuel for your business? Apply for 7-Eleven's award-winning Fuel Pass and get 8 cents per litre off fuel at 7-Eleven for the first 6 months. 7-Eleven. Wonderfully easier. Not available with Fuel Price Lock or any other offer. 7-Eleven and Wex Motor Pass. T's and C's apply.
Virgin Australia's Queenslanders Calling Sale is now on. Get up to 30% off flights to Cairns, Hamilton Island, Gold Coast and more. See the world's largest reef, ancient rainforests and local towns. The wonders of Queensland await. Book now at virginaustralia.com. Hurry, sale ends September 10. Discount based on one-way economy light and choice fares not on sale. Economy light fares exclude checked baggage and seat selection. Payment surcharge may apply, subject to availability and travel periods. T's and C's apply. See website for details.
At Robot Building Supplies, ChatGPT doesn't get a look in. We ask our own robot.
Robot's got it.
Got Murbu decking and timber sleepers?
Robot's got it.
Steel framing and building supplies within 24 hours?
Robot's got it.
The original robot since 1946. Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. We're robot, but we're human. robotbuildingSupplies.com.au.
ROBOT, Robot Building Supplies.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles continues to relentlessly spook our competitors with our unbelievable checked and locked prices. Here's proof. 60 by 60 Stone Co concrete look floor tiles? No, not $29.95. National Tiles price just $19.95. That's right, National Tiles price not $29.95, but an unbelievable $19.95. So rush into National Tiles now and save.
Kobe is a cheeky 9-year-old that loves bikes and fast cars. He has acute flaccid myelitis, which has meant long hospital stays away from his family. But Kobe and his family had time together thanks to his wish to live like his favourite YouTubers.
Kobe's wish came true when he stayed in a mansion, played laser tag and rode in a limo.
Helping sick kids find hope is something we all have the power to do.
Find out how at makeawish.org.au.
Make a wish.
With $786 million worth of prizes, a trip to Macca's could turn into an unforgettable holiday. You could win a $10,000 Webjet e-gift card or up to 10 nights on a Pacific Islands P&O cruise. Download the My Macca's app and play today. Ends 24th October. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
Your mates, footy finals and a smooth Jim Beam? The perfect combination. Win tickets to the Rush Hour's Grand Final Rumble for you and your mates, thanks to Jim Beam. Enter at the Triple M win page now. And always remember to drink responsibly.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M Rocks Finals Footy.
This quarter for Liquorland. Here's to the footy finals. Cheers, Liquorland. Choose to drink wise.
Blues by 9 at quarter time, 29 at half time. The Swans, though, they kicked 5 goals to 3 that term. It's back to a 15-point margin. The Blues 66, Sydney 7-9, 51. Gordon's got a couple, as has McDonald. Cottrell has got 2 for the Blues. Triple M, Red Z Lenders, Red Z Lending Loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com. You got the chew.
Fourth quarters for Sydney. They've only won 8 from 23. Past 2 fourth quarter terms have been outscored by 56 points.
Bob Jane T-Marts have got buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T&Cs applied. Tommy Brown, Harry Mackay, any side?
No sign of him at the moment, Howie, so I would imagine he's getting assessed for what I imagine, as Darce mentioned, it might be a sternum or rib issue after that big collision. Hopefully it's not concussion, as we mentioned. So I'll get further information on that as soon as I hear it.
Thanks, Brownie.
Well, Sydney challenged them twice in that quarter, Chief. They got to within just over a couple of goals, and then Carlton came back and kicked the next 3. Sydney answered with 2, so Carlton need to start this last quarter well. Sydney are coming.
Has the sub been made, Tommy?
Not as yet, but I'll just walk over to the Carlton bench just behind the Swans bench. Okay, so it's just happened then. I'll give you an update very shortly.
So Mackay off, Jesse Motlop on. Chief, Swans still in it?
Swans are still in it, no doubt about that. The Blues have got to regather themselves. They steadied middle of that third quarter, then Sydney came again. Sydney with the momentum. They've got to start well. First couple of clearances, critical.
Tommy Brown.
Amadi off, Fox on for Sydney. They've activated their sub as well.
Okay, both subs on, Jesse Motlop and Robbie Fox for their respective teams. 15-point lead to Carlton. Final quarter underway here at the MCG. It's the Swans. Hickey gets first hand on it. Tracking it. Hewitt. Patley started to centre bounce. Carlton fans thought he got into the back of George Hewitt. George is gone. Dragged it under, Chief. He was feeling like the push in the back free kick was going to come his way, but it goes the way of the Swans. Gordon sends it out. Shane Warne stands side. Motlop with his first moment. He was running away with it, but the free kick goes the way of Mills.
Papley trying to get them going in the middle. Gordon really starting to have an influence on the game as well. Goes back and across to McCartan. Goulden on the Reds' edge, Chewy.
15 disposals, 2 goals.
Blakey just slides the ball. It's a beautiful kick to McLean. So now a bit of momentum for the Swans. They kick one from this entry and all of a sudden they're right in business on the lead. Oh, guess who? The fire starter. Papley, the little bunyip man. He points towards goal. Now if he kicks this,
the celebration we might get, Howie. He'll do a lap of the ground.
We know he plays with passion and emotion. Papley to bring it back to a 9-point game from 50. Hits it left. 66-52. Blues up by 14.
Let's go, Jacob. Like what Hayden McLean's doing, that long lead when he comes up the ground and the Lizard hits him. What he does is he drags Wiedering out of the defensive 50, and that enables players to take marks inside 50 without the fear of Wiedering coming over the top.
Pretty good, Hayden McLean, at times in this game. Fullback kick in. There's going to be a free kick to Blakey. It's against Jack Martin. The Swans will go back inside forward 50 again.
McLean's been one player who's been able to get the footy outside 50 and deliver it nicely to a leading target.
Outside 5.
So Lizard Nick Blakey about 60 metres out from the punt road end goal. He's got Luke Parker deep in the goal square, wanting to go long. McLean down there. Hickey sets himself. It's Cripps who gets back. Floats a kick out of defensive 50. Lloyd through his hands, picked up nicely by Martin. David Cunningham, but Carlton puts on the Jets, did it nicely to Akers, looked up. There was nothing, so that will be insufficient attempt. Assuming it goes out, it does have to be paid.
Oh, that's the definition of the rule there, Das.
I can only assume that he thought because the ball only dribbled over by a metre, that it wasn't deliberately intended there. He was just kicking to space, but you would have thought that would be deliberate.
I think it was an exceptional effort to intentionally get it out of bounds, Chief.
Extraordinary decision, that is.
That's what the rule's there for. Cripps drives it inside. Doherty's in a dangerous area inside 50. Be pressured by Goulden, the hot one. Takes him outside of defensive 50. Harvey Norman replay, you see it. Carlton fans are rejoicing. It's Harvey Norman tech run out clearance. Laptops, mobiles, gaming, audio, fitness, and more ends Monday.
Coning and Tom Hickey. Forward 50 arc for Carlton's where the Sharon Station's at the moment, picked up by Gordon. Robbie Fox, the subs out there now. Cottrell's been really good in this final Doherty. A little short pass, he's going to find Gripper. Carlton captain kicked the big goal in the third term. He'd love to get another one here. He'll have to kick it from about 48 metres out on a pretty acute angle.
It's almost the same spot from this end of the ground where he kicked it from in the second term, so he's had a sider. He did it nicely. This would bring the house down.
Clever little kick it was from Doherty. Just feel the Carlton fans collectively draw breath as they're riding this kick from Paddy Cripps. Will take a good effort. Distance won't be an issue for him. He opens the angle slightly and then overkicks it, drags it through for a point. Carlton go to 10-7, 67. Sydney 7-10, 52. Early stages, final term here on the Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
So the Swans to reset. With Blake lopes away, runs past Fogarty to Lloyd. Little kick ball. Short. Play on. Back to Blakey, half back, and then kicking under pressure. McLean, geez, good second half, this man.
Straight up, Mitch.
Good contested in front of DeConey. He's giving the Swans a spark, as is Gordon, and Papley's just smouldering, ready to really light fire.
Play on.
Big Hayden. Up and under ball down the line. Wiedering can't take the mark. Sard at the back of the pack. Kicks under pressure. Giving it straight back to McLean, hence where it came from.
Going to go to change of direction here. Swansea got some numbers. Lloyd gets it, goes across the ground to McCartan out wide. Errol Gordon, his numbers, 2-man.
Triple M Red Z, Errol Gordon, 16 touches, 2 goals.
All Australian wingman for 2023. Wanted to find Florent. Warner thought he had his head collected. No free kick doing. Chera treads water slightly at half back and then goes back to Cripps, who's putting some moves on. Good enough to get around Heaney. And the kick down the line, a couple of Swans go crashing in, spills to Mills. A little bit of a panic handball from Mills. Socket forward, lands in the lap of Papley. Open goal square. Hickey going back with a fly. Big Hickey, almost the mark, not quite. Carlton on the last line of defence. They're not going to concede. Cincotta. Oh, no! Coughed it up, Cincotta! And the goal goes to Parker! A brain fade of epic proportion. And that is a massive moment. Carlton can't believe it. It was Brodie Kemp, who inexplicably clept it in, and Carlton 10-7-67. Sydney 8-10-58 on the back of that, and that feels massive on the Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
You can see what he was trying to do. They had the numbers actually set up, but I don't mean to be disrespectful, but if you try to involve a ruckman in a quick exchange of hand passes under pressure in tight spaces, things normally come unstuck.
What part of that's not disrespectful?
Well, look, he has the opportunity here to rush it through, and he makes a conscious decision. He's got Akers a little wider on.
Is he allowed to rush it through when he's received the handball from his teammate, though? That would be the question. Yeah. That would have been going through his mind. Can I rush it through after I've received a nice handball from a teammate?
Problem was, he was thinking about what he was going to do with it rather than taking possession cleanly.
What was the game high, Chew?
30 points.
What's the margin now?
The margin is 9.
The way of the Blues.
Hayden McLean's been huge. 14 disposals, 11 marks. PB tonight. He's the number 1 ranked player on the ground. He's having a night.
Swans looking for another clearance. They overrun it in the middle through Fox, the sub who's into the game. Here's a chance for the Blues now. Hewitt, here they go. Doherty. Just need another goal just to steady things, the Blues. They wobble it forward. Motlop also activated. 67-58 the way of the Blues on the Triple M Liquorland scoreboard. Here's to footy finals. Cheers, Liquorland. Cheers to drink wise.
Can't help but think of a couple of Harry Mackay goals that were as dead set roll goal opportunities as you'll ever get. Here comes Robbie Fox streaming through the wing. Gets it to McInerney, one-on-one. Parker's playing forward. Too strong he was for Marchbank. Then just dropped the mark. Marchbank goes back, sockers it towards the boundary line. Picked up by Wiedering. Well played, Marchbank. Wiedering kicked though to Heaney, and he drops the mark. You can't believe he's coughed that one up. Spills out the back to Motlop. Can he get past Melican? Melican got him. Big tackle, Lewis Melican.
Funny things, doesn't it?
Mistakes. All he has to do is hand pass, and he tries to take a person on. It was a panic kick from Wiedering coming out of defence. They got lucky. Then they have an opportunity to make something of it, and they blow it. They are feeling the pressure of the Blues.
Parker was in position to take the mark too.
Even that, the pressure, Parker did a great job to get in front, drop the mark. Then the ball goes to centre wing. Isaac Heaney, normally he'd call him Isaac Cleaney. Dropped that mark on centre wing, just fumbled it everywhere.
Nice!
Jerry Seinfeld.
With a zinger. Here the Blues through the middle. Can they land a blow? Cincotta drives it forward. Out the back, Cottrell. He's been the hot hand all night. McCartan. Blakey, this is an important exit kick. It's an up and under. Parker has to spoil, does well. He's really lifted the Goon operator.
He's been moved forward, Howie. It's been a good move by Horse.
Got a free kick. Papley wants the advantage. He's not going to get it, the Bunyip man.
He's lucky he didn't get a reversal because of the carry-on.
So what's Parker doing, Noodles?
He's gone forward, so he kicked the last goal, and then they kept him forward. He's been one-on-one with Marchbank. Had that opportunity to take the mark one-on-one, and he dropped it, so he's had an influence in the last 5 minutes. Haven't been able to get the job done through the midfield, so he's been moved forward.
Margin 9 points in favour of the Blues. 10-7-67, Sydney 8-10-58. Not to harp on it, but the Harry Mackay missed 2 minutes into the third quarter. Would have put Carlton 35 points up. You've got some pressure to deal with here. Marchbank was strong.
It's his direct opponent, Parker. Kicked it straight back to him.
Marchbank's going to kick it back to Parker. It's kicked the kick here. Fisted away from Luke Parker. Well played, Walsh. Curno's been quiet. His direct opponent here is Tom McCartan. Jesse Motlop gets involved. The activated sub. A bit of boundary throwing forward 50 for the Blues.
Been good, Tom McCartan all night. Ream Hot Water built tough Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating, Archie Plumbing and storeroom. You got Jason Dunster, you got Nate Brown, Triple M Seabus Supers. Seabus Soup making hard work pay off. All right. What do we got? 12:50 on the clock. The Blues lead it 67-58 by 9 points. A lot closer than their fans were hoping halfway through the third term. Sard, important ball. Parker's there, spills out the back. He of the big quad, Wiedering. Splits it wide and effectively. Blues looking, searching for an inside 50 ball at the moment. It's centre wing. Owies and Chera on the bench, as is McLean, who's been fantastic. Hewitt doesn't really get distance with the kick. Big fist from Blake. He misses the lot. Melican caught. Clever hand pass. Campbell does well. Breaks the tackle. Now here's another important ball. Bouncing towards the back flank for the Blues. And look at the quad man Wietering. Oh, he's big, he's strong. He's doing a good job and goes short to Chera.
Marks it in front of Robbie Fox.
They only get stuck just going up and down the line with long kicks, though. They look dangerous back in the third quarter when they're able to change direction.
This is all taking place directly in front of the interchange race where Tommy Brown is station block. Don't team us, Charlie. Curnow launches and marks.
Who does he kick to?
Harry Mackay subbed out of this game. He just joined us in Triple M football. Approaching the halfway mark of the last term. Inside forward 50. That's his opponent back there, Tom Carlton.
And it's a dumb kick. He has a short option right in front of him that he ignores and bombs away long.
Now the Swans bursting off half back. They elect to go short. They've got all the run at the moment. Sydney Hayward running, steaming ahead to Wicks. He moves it further forward by hand. Here they come, McInerney. This is a good build up to Hayward. They continue to progress it forward. Half forward now, Fox. They ran out of room, wobbling ball inside. They need to bring it to ground here, Sydney. They do. McInerney, Parker's dangerous inside 50. Still there, Parker. Goulden, this man's dangerous. From 50, Goulden drives all the way to the square. Is there a hand on it? I don't know if there is. Let's have a listen. Akers is adamant he touched it.
Akers again.
He's the goalkeeper, Akers.
I believe behind him, the ball was touched, and then also check on the line to see if it's kicked. What's that, mate? I'm exhausted.
So he said first is it touched, then is it kicked after he touches it? He called it touch, but if the soft call was a goal, they'd be in trouble here, the Swans. I don't think he's touched that, has he?
Is there a flick of the fingers?
Looks like fingers are going back before they touch anyway.
And then they're going to have to check if it comes off Campbell's boot, if they get past that, which I don't think it does.
The pinky finger, maybe?
If he called it a goal, it's probably a goal. Calls it behind, it might stay that way.
Almost the perfect defensive wingman game by Blake Akers. This is the second time he's done this.
Gee, this is a massive moment in the game here.
Jeez.
What do you think, Das?
I genuinely reckon that didn't touch his hand, but it's going to be hard to overcall.
Yeah. Gee, the Ark's under pressure. Our man Snorkel, he's pushing buttons back there. He's looking flustered.
Insufficient, is it?
Insufficient to overrule, which would be a behind, Chief.
Correct.
But need to get this one right.
Oh, gee.
Oh, is there a gap?
Gap. Come on, Snorkel.
This could be a goal here. Longmire's looking on. Voss is looking on. 95,000 are looking on.
There's a gap, I think, Howie.
This to bring it back to a 3-point margin, 10:54 on the clock.
Well, then there looks like there he might be touching it. So it's a hard one.
They're zooming in now.
Yeah, just got to bounce off the Hubble telescope.
It's looking at this angle. We can see the ball's touched by the right hand of the Carlton defender before crossing the back of the goal line. This is on the scoreboard.
It's definitive. That's a point.
All he had to do was say insufficient evidence to turn it over. And declared it's touched.
Strong.
Good positive work.
Strong Carlton influence.
Yes.
Scored.
67-59, 8-pointer, 10:54 to go. The Blues are in front. They're 67, Sydney at 59.
How is this game? That is half a millimetre in that. Sard from fullback. Out to this members' wing side. Through hands, and it will be about his throwing. Almost true centre wing now. Here, true man.
Yeah, it's Tommy Carlton. 15 disposals, 8 marks, 5 of those are intercept. Charlie Curnow since quarter time, 8 possessions and scoreless.
Yep, he's got to get involved, Charlie. They've got to kick a couple of goals to get home here, the Blues.
Triple M Reds Head landing stats, two-man all over it. McLean's been enormous. Guides it down, they picked up by Walsh on great tackle. McDonald, upended Newman. Rowbotham fighting hard. Comes back to Lloyd, inside forward 50 go the Swans. Good contest provided by Parker. He's had an influence down there playing forward, but Saab was brilliant. Handball a little errant though. Motlop trying to get the pace of the game, having just come on as the sub. He's wrapped up at centre forward for Sydney.
That's why they come to the finals. Chief is really tightening up here. Carlton fans tearing their hair out.
I like the Parker out of the goal square. That has been a success so far in this last quarter. He looks dangerous.
I reckon E. Howard's going, Howie.
She won't be worth driving home if they were to get rolled here. From Macca's Marine Mottwater, Triple M Rocks Finals football. Back in the middle we go. Motlop, can he have an impact? Tries to inch it forward. Cottrell's been fantastic all night. Gives it to the Ocean Grove flyer, Walsh. Here's a chance. Charlie Curnow, McCartan. It's been a titanic battle. Comes back to Akers, one of the Blues' best. Wobbles it high towards goal. Gordon will stand underneath it. Good, strong mark above his head, that by Errol.
Really good mark.
Oh.
He's a high-quality player, Errol Gordon. No doubt saying.
Play on.
Backs himself in, doesn't he? That
You handle.
takes some nerve and courage. Gordon's got plenty of it, and he's worked his way through. Beautiful kick from Gordon. Outstanding McDonald. He torched Hayward with the outside hands. Goes back inboard, and Hayward looks at him, and it's like, what are you doing? As Nick Newman takes the mark at half back for Carlton.
Newman.
Yours.
Oh, Georgie Hewitt's just come off the bench.
Yeah, he saw him waiting to come on. Really good decision.
Played it well. Curnow starting to get involved again.
3 metres.
Marks in
2
front of
more.
Fox.
Keep going.
Got to Koenig down the line.
100 metres from home to Koenig. He's being stood by McCartney. Just elects to go high and wide, and Rampy was aware. Tapped it across the line.
A couple of strange kicks from Charlie when he's been outside 50.
Sydney are starting to get some really good looks at the moment. Good coverage by Carlton to get that back on the Harvey Norman replay. Luke Parker led up at Logan. That a player Hayward was running past, but Sydney just the last 5 minutes getting some really good looks and in for his inside forward 50. Carlton defensively still standing up.
Carlton lead it by 8 points. 8:46 remaining in this match. They've got it 60 around from there. Sydney goal right in front of the MCC members stand.
Bit of respect for Luke Parker. Goes down there full forward. Jacob Wiedering goes straight to him.
A good move that from Horse Longmire. Taking Parker to full forward. It's a great competitor. Walsh snares it. Akers has been really solid. Can Curnow take a mark? McCartan's been good in that duel. A couple of Carlton players collide. Walsh does well to get it back to Chera. Puts it in front of De Koning. Athletically attempts the mark, but couldn't complete it. Minor score. Carlton go to 10-8, 68. 8-11-59 Sydney. It is on the Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
8:23 to go.
No, out.
Lloyd, the tension around the MCG is quite extraordinary. Carlton fans thought they were home. Sydney have come back hard, kicked the last 3 goals of the match.
Gee, that's a big mark.
It was really important, Chief.
Really important.
Gives it to Gordon, who's been outstanding. Sends the ball deep forward. Here's Parker again. They stream forward. Luke will want to play on immediately. Spreads it wide to Papley. He'll look to play on, but I think he'll end up going back. No, he squeezes one into the pocket. McDonald's got to wait and wait and wait. Walsh! The Ocean Grove Fly came back from nowhere. And I think it's rushed through from behind. It is 68-60, 8-point game. The Blues lead, 7:51 on the clock.
Right there is what you see, the difference between Carlton from last year and the start of this year to what you get at the end of the season. That's a mark for all money any other time, but now Carlton defensively stand up. They see the dangers. Walsh gets back to help.
It's great running, isn't it, from Sam Walsh to get that amount of coverage. Save, as Brownie said, what would have been a mark. Incredible effort. De Koning takes a mark here at half-back. Down the line to Curnow. Great hands in front of McCartan. Brilliant individual effort from Charlie Curnow. And there's not much in the next kick on offer for Charlie. Just going to dump it long. Can they get a contested mark? Harry Cunningham back there with a defensive spoil. Picked up by Rowbottom. Cottrell, the strong tackle. No prior opportunity. So another ball up inside forward 50 for Carlton. They've got an 8-point lead over the Swans. 7:14 remaining in this match on the Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
That was Ed Curnow in the crowd, announced his retirement during the week. Earlier on today, this evening, the Melbourne Storm belted by the Box 26-0, and Pappenhausen unfortunately stretched it off in what could be a serious leg issue. Blues lead it by 8 points, 7 minutes on the clock. Camped inside their attack 50. Hewitt against his old side, brought to ground. Cunningham, the Carlton version. Chera finds a bit of space, back to Pitnet. He goes back to Akers, who's been fantastic. High ball. Sydney have got the defenders. Gordon, big fish from behind. Dangerous area. Motlop's there. The Swans will look to rush it through. Gordon. He doesn't take it through. He goes a little inching ball. Extraordinary to Melican, who squeezes it wide. He missed the target, so it wasn't insufficient intent because he was looking to find a teammate.
Fans are going nuts down there in front of the MCC members. 6:39 remaining in this one. 8-point lead to Carlton.
Geez, there's some tired players out there at the moment. This is when, if you are tired, you still need to be able to make the right decisions. It can mean winning and losing the game. One decision you make.
Warren hands it off to Fox to Warner. Coughed it up. Akers again. Newman. Sliding kick was terrible, Chief.
Oh, boy. It's just going to take a cool head to hit a target. You just think if they can kick a goal, Carlton, they might just get home. But if they don't kick one, Sydney are going to really take it down to the wire.
Braden Campbell took the intercept mark in the McLean direction. The human caravan slides in. Wiedering takes another big mark.
Gives it Akers. He's urged to go. Here's the inside 50 ball. Is this one for the Blues? Lloyd stands underneath it.
Gee, their inside 50 kicks are killing them, Carlton.
What are the inside 50 numbers for the quarter, Chew?
For the quarter, Howie, Blues are +3, but they've had 6 out of the last 7.
And failed to score a major. Lloyd aggressive right down the middle. Here's a moment. Oh, Sard massages his man under the footy. He's called to go. One more will just about get Carlton home. One more will get Sydney within 2 points. It's Doherty off half back. Blues fans on the Harvey Norman dance. They can't look.
92,026, the official crowd at the MCG. Unbelievable attendance, back-to-back finals here at the MCG. Carlton still some work to do. They've got an 8-point lead. 5 minutes remaining. De Koning was good. Sends it 4. There's a 3-on-1. Carlton have got it inside 50. The one defender, Campbell. Munns is going to pick it up. Here's the goal they need. Akers gets it. Blake Akers with the goal. And they're not quite home, but they've got 1 foot in the final coming up against Melbourne next weekend. Carlton fans go ballistic. 11-8-74. Sydney 8-12-60 on the Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
He's played a game, Akers, hasn't he?
End-to-end, Brownie.
From one end to the other. 2 times he's been right on the goal line, stopping goals as a defensive wingman and then pushing himself to get forward. I'm not sure what happened. He's had 24 disposals. Stepping in this last. Not sure what happened, how Sydney fell down so poorly to have a 3-on-1 inside their defensive 50 against them. But it was well played, and Jack Martin was able to keep his feet, which was so important. And then we spoke about, Chief, it's going to be someone who keeps their head, and Jack Martin was that player. Could have quite easily picked that up, tried to have a flying shot at goal under pressure, but knew that he had support to the outside, just held the footy a bit, released the tackle, then was able to give the ball off to Akers.
And that crowd, 92,026, second biggest elimination final crowd on record.
Papley bursts out of the middle. Last gas start for the Swans. They drive it inside 50. They need a goal. They could get one too. McDonald dishes it out. Another hand pass. Falls. Wicks. Misses from 20 directly in front.
Plenty of time on the clock for Sydney. This is not over. That was a golden opportunity. Gone begging.
74-61. Carlton up. 4:39 on the clock. You've got to love the footy.
Not far away at all, that shot from Wicks. Just floated late. And now you feel the Carlton players just trying to take some time off. McGovern heads out to Curnow. Off hands, lands in the lap of Lloyd. Nice little bit of body fake, and he goes forward looking for McInerney. He's drawn the free kick. Free kick against McGovern, and McInerney. This is massive. You feel as though he kicks this. We've got another question to ask. The Carlton fans on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen. Not happy day.
Ballistic, the Carlton fans at the moment. Yeah, every day of the week, that's a free kick for me. Trying to pull the arm back of the man trying to mark the football.
Wiedering waving his arms like mad to get De Koning back down there.
18-3 career set shots. Justin McInerney steers it wide, launching at it from behind. It was Logan McDonald, but another minor score.
18-3 across your career, and then you need to kick a big one. The pressure's on and you miss.
11-8-74 Carlton, 8-14-62 Sydney, 3:53 remaining in this match. That's on the Triple M Liquorland scoreboard.
I don't know why they don't take the short kick into the pocket and just chew a little bit more time off the clock. All they want to do is kick long.
2-goal margin, Chew. What happens if Carlton were to give up the last 2 and it was all square?
We play extra time. There'll be 2 by 3-minute halves, Howie.
Righto.
Plus time on.
Rampy drives it forward. Campbell falls into a hole, but he's well caught by Newman.
A little strange thing. The girl who got the ball behind the goals had the ball, and Adam Sard wanted that one. He already had one in his hands. He said, no, you can use that one.
Okay. Cripps kicking under all sorts of pressure, clearing his defensive area, and Warner fisted across the line. So the ball is positioned 80 metres around from Sydney's goal. They trail 8-14 to 11-8. The Blues up by 2 goals, 3:31 on the clock in front of 92,026 people. Carlton or Sydney will play Melbourne next week in a semi.
Jack Martin has just gone loose behind the ball.
Ruck free kick against Hickey. You hear what the Carlton fans think. It goes to Koning's way.
Trouble is now, if you play Martin loose behind the ball, it means you've got one less to kick to. Sydney have got numbers.
Koning, long, high down the line. Charlie Curnow. No surprise, he's the target and he wins it. Akers has been brilliant. Until then, he kicks it 25 rows back out of bounds on the full.
Went for the barrel.
And it will be a Lizard Blakey free kick. 3 minutes, 5 seconds remaining. Sydney Swans trail by 2 goals.
Swans bring it in. They need an aggressive kick here. There's only 3 on the clock. They'll have to kick the last 2 to get it to extra time.
Play on.
Go back to what Duck did against the Hawks at Waverley back in the day in the extra time. McLean, he's been enormous. Mark 70 from home. Can they take a mark inside 50? They're outnumbered, the Swans. They needed to bring it to ground. They do bring it to ground. Umpire will separate them. Right on the edge of the goal square for the Swans. Watch out for Papley does.
Have they got another moment here, Sydney? 10 metres out from their goal line. Hickey competes. The umpire's gone to ground. Saad just jams it out of there. Blakey one-on-one. One-handed mark.
Stuck his tongue out and pulled it in.
That is brilliant.
Like an outfielder in baseball. It just stuck in the mitt from the Lizard. Sends it in the Logan McDonald direction. There's the loose man Martin doing exactly what they sent him down there to do. He takes a big mark, and with 2:14 and counting, could that be enough?
That was huge, that mark from Martin. Good move by Michael Voss.
Not his best kick. Wobbles off the side of the boot. Will land in play. Oh, gee, Blakey should almost get a free there. He got pushed and shoved, and the ball hit him in the chest. Remarkable mark he took. He was like a chameleon that just stuck the tongue out, pulled it in, the Lizard. Right, 2:01 on the clock. Carlton nearly there, but not quite. Hickey out the back, Warner. Slide fumble, stripped away by the Blues. Here comes Akers, he's been a star. Just wobbles it out into space. Now Blakey with that peculiar running style, sprints after it. Picks it up on the outer side, takes on 2, he's gone. Got to be gone. Umpire says he didn't have prior.
What about Blake Akers chasing after the kick and getting there to assist with the tackle?
He's been enormous. Best man on the ground.
Covered some ground.
Huge effort. Blake Akers on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. He is out on his feet. Akers wheeled himself over the line, and his team, it seems, Chincotta. More precious seconds tick off the clock. The mark's been taken back there by Rampy. Minute 28. Swans need 2 goals in that time. Nice kick from Gordon, summed it up well. Got it to Campbell. Got the runner out wide in McInerney. Got to get it going. Hands it off to Warner. Flicks it back to McInerney. Needs to get the 1-2. Floats the kick inside 50. Jack Martin again. Well played. Huge mark. The Blues are home. Minute 3 remaining. 2 goals.
Had nowhere. Turn it over straight to Lloyd. Lloyd from 60. Doesn't have a target. Tries to spot one. I reckon now they are home, Dash. You've called it. McGovern Marks does a fake cramper, World Cup style, to take a bit of time off the clock. He's got the full body cramp. 43 seconds on the clock. It won't be long till the roar starts to go around the MCG. The mark's taken by McCartney. Drives one forward. Last chance for the Swans. Parker's outnumbered. Falls to the back. Hang on, snap out of the pack. There's a goal. 27 seconds on the clock. McLean snailed one. Clock stops at 25. And there's a goal in it.
And there's a hush.
There's a goal in it. 74-68. The Blues in front. The big number, though, is 25, and that's how many seconds are on the clock.
He's done a bit of everything. Jack Martin down back. He's taken a couple of great intercept marks, but then he just turned one over, and that time it went through his legs. He didn't keep the ball in front. It went through his legs, and the Sydney player behind him was able to kick the goal. So they have made this a very painful last 25 seconds.
You can hear a pin drop in here, Chief, at the
chipped in on the centre clearance, Nate.
And the 666, this is what the 666 is about. This is what it's built for. Big opportunity. No one anywhere near centre half forward for Sydney. Isaac Heaney back inside 50.
Carlton have been in front of this game for 121 minutes and 1 second. There's 25 seconds left. 6-point margin. Huge centre clearance coming up. Hickey and Pitternet. Which way will it go? Could it be his last game, Hickey? Pitternet guides it down to Cripps, who just hangs on to it. And we count down 18 seconds.
Great tap from Pitternet.
7-second play, that one. 18 seconds to go. Curnow sprinting down into defence. There's no one in the Carlton forward line.
Oh, I love Pitnet's work. He's just controlling it and putting him straight down, keeping it inside the stoppage.
Hickey needs to clear the ball. Do something.
Only took 4 seconds, that one. Spins out the back. It's not cleared. Pitnet still not cleared. Time continues to tick. Carlton 7 seconds away from a semi-final. Sydney driving forward. Mark taken by Newman. The Blues are going to get the job done. Wait for the siren. There it is. Carlton after 10 long years out of the finals. They sneak home over the Swans by 6 points in a classic. They'll take on Melbourne next week. They are the Navy Blues. Time 29 at the half. Mackay from 15 out to put it 35 out. He missed. 15 at three-quarter time the way of the Blues. 2 goals to 1 the last term. Carlton hang on by a kick, but by gee, she was a close affair. Carlton fans, oh by gee, they get to think about next week, probably a Friday night against Melbourne. That was just outstanding sport, entertainment, call it what you want. It was bloody good fun. And here's the Cripper. Courtesy of 7.
So good. It's bloody loud out here. The Daggers come out and hitting their voice. So that's what you play footy for at big games. And yeah, it's not just me. A lot of us haven't played finals. And Doc 12 years, a lot of the boys 8 years. And I just love the way we attacked it. We went after it. It was starting to go really well. We know our game style's built for this. So yeah, they threw everything at us. The Swans are a quality oppo. They come on last year. I love the way they go about it. So they kept us on our toes right there.
There's no better place to go to work, is there, in front of 92,000 here at the MCG? But when you kicked that goal, have you heard anything as loud as that moment?
No, it's pretty cool. Game a fair bit too, so a bit of carry on. But it's you want to try to stand up in big moments, and the Carlton Army, they're passionate. There's a lot of them, and we love them, and the boys are huge tonight. So. Yeah, it's going to be one to remember.
Some stressful moments in the final minutes, but Jack Martin going behind the ball, he was critical in that last 5.
He's been huge. He's had a tough run with his body, but if you look at our form line, once he's come into our side, he's been a huge difference maker and kicks goals. But what I love about him, he's bloody hard. He hits hard, and when he hits players, they feel it, and that's what the style we want to play. And he's the man that leads the way in that.
How much pride do you have in this group, not just for the win tonight, but the entire season, your ability to turn it around after round 13 when everybody was jumping off the Blues?
Yeah, it's just, I suppose under Vossi it's been 18 months at that time, and we'd grown a lot. We just probably lacked a bit of confidence there for a bit and probably got drowned by sort of external expectations, but, we found what works for us, and, to turn around is pretty special. And yeah, good win tonight. On to the D's next week. It's going to be a great challenge. They're good in the contest always, so we're going at it.
Still a lot of work to do, but has it been worth the wait?
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't change it. It's been a grind, but we've got a great bunch of lads there that are really close, and they've been through the tough times together. So now it's time to enjoy some good ones.
Go on, enjoy, Skip. Well done.
No, thanks. Cheers,
thanks to Abby. Patrick Cripps, courtesy of 7. So the Swans depart for the season. And Tom Hickey departs after 151 games, the only man to play in 4 different states. Carlton win it by 6 points. The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, ends October 24. T&Cs at mcdonalds.com.au. You want to analyse what happened here, Chief? You want to start thinking about Melbourne next week? Well, there's a lot to discuss, Big Chiefy.
Well, there is, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is getting the job done. And you can sit there and pick the bones out of how you got it done and whether you could have made it easier on yourself. Difficult.
Here's Jack Martin with Jude Bolt.
Just sensational. Sam Walsh, his ability to just drive the ball forward, and just some of the moments that guys just were able to stand up.
Yeah, boys are unbelievable. Our midfielders are, they've been good all year, particularly in the back half of the year, but Walsh was good today, and just the whole engine room were able to get us going forward.
What did Vossi say at three-quarter time?
This is it. This is our season. If we want it, we've got to go out and earn it, and it's going to take hard work. So, the atmosphere was electric tonight, and just happy to get over the win, really.
Obviously, we've got to touch on that moment in the early stages with Nick Blakey. What did you think?
I came off on the bench, and Vossi goes, good tackle. So, he seemed to be okay, Nick. So, I'll have to have a look at it. But,
good luck this week, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Tom Hickey departs for the last time. Fine career. Is at 151 games. He played at the Gold Coast, St Kilda, West Coast. He finishes at the Sydney Swans. Triple M Amy review. Who covers clangers on and off the field? Amy does. You're a Blues man, Nate.
It's just awesome, Howie, to see that they were able to get over the line at the end. For all money, it looked like Sydney were going to get up in that last quarter. They looked the side most likely. But I tell you what, I haven't seen a complete game from a wingman like I saw Blake Acres tonight. Defensively, he was outstanding. Got back a couple of touches on the line, which saved goals, and they were goal line decisions. Had to go to the arc to get them, but then he pushed forward and kicked the last winner. But more than that, through the middle of the ground, and Chief highlighted how hard he worked to lay that tackle in the middle of the ground, and I thought his game was outstanding. You'll see better games in AFL. You'll see players have 40 disposals and kick 5 goals, but you won't see a more disciplined game than what he played.
Sam Walsh on 7.
The support we get and the way we played, the courage we showed them was just great.
What were the emotions in the final few minutes? We knew that the Swans were going to push you to the very, very end.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I said at half-time, they're a strong team. They just keep coming, and everyone went pretty quiet when the last goal went in, and you just have to lock in. We practiced that scenario a lot, so that to pay off means a lot.
Your coach, who was very animated in those final few minutes as well, but to have Michael Voss at the helm, he's played in 19 finals himself, he's won 15 and 3 flags. There's no better person to really guide you through what's to come, is there?
Yeah, he knows what it takes, and I just think he's a really good mentor for all of us, and he shows that competitive spirit, which we all have, and being able to channel that in the right way has really helped us this past couple of months.
There's so many amazing stories within this group as well, but to see Doc pop up and kick the opening goal for the Blues tonight, it's so special to see him back doing what he does best after everything that he's gone through.
Yeah, he's just one that keeps fronting up. He's as tough as they get. He's been able to play that many different roles for us, and to see the joy that he gets out of that and us to get around him was unbelievable.
On to the next. I bet you're pumped already to hit the D's next week.
That's right. Recover up well and go again, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well done. Go and enjoy.
Thanks, Abby. Appreciate it.
Well done by Abby. Sam Walsh and the 7 Network will follow the Blues right down into the rooms. Choice hotels round the grounds. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book it. choicehotels.com, so go ahead and book it. And earlier on tonight, the Bronx smashed the Storm 26-0 on a significant leg injury, unfortunately, to Ryan Pappenhausen. But here, the Blues hang on by a goal in front of 92,026. All right, let's turn our attention just briefly to next week. Carlton, Melbourne, probably here on a Friday night. Nate, what are you thinking?
Well, after seeing Melbourne last night and the way they butchered the footy inside forward 50, I think the Blues go in with big confidence that they can knock off the Demons. The fact that I looked at their back 6 tonight, and Wiedering obviously is the main man down there, Chief, but they've got players like Brody Kemp who continue to get the job done. Chin Cotter, who's really good, gets the job done. Who else have they got down there? You've got Sard, who can defend and go. Doherty goes back as well.
Marchbank played well tonight.
Marchbank was terrific, particularly in the first half. I thought he ran out of gas in the second half a little bit, but they'll go in and they'll think they can contain that Melbourne forward structure, who have got some issues themselves.
Let me ask you a question. Will Carlton be tackling Melbourne with Jack Martin next week?
You hope so, but a round arm swing and you get somebody's jaw. The probably thing that might save him is the fact that Blakey went off. There was no issue with him, went straight back on, and he played out the rest of the game and played very well as well. But it's going to be touch and go. What do you think?
Well, it was a swinging arm that made contact basically with the jaw, didn't it? So it's going to get looked at. we don't want any players missing, but we also don't want to see nasty acts. We assume it wasn't intentional. We certainly hope it wasn't. We just want the best game we can possibly see, and I think next week sets up as a beauty.
Tommy Brown's in the rooms. Tommy, come in, big boy.
The Blues are walking in now, led by Cripper, which is quite appropriate. Amazing atmosphere down here. All the family behind one cordon-off area. All the officials, including Brian Cook, came in. This is a board, of course, that backed the coach at one stage this season, so they judged it in the totality of the season. It was obviously a very good decision. They're about to give a rousing rendition of a very, very famous theme song. It is a incredible atmosphere down here in the Blues rooms. Luke Sayers, their president, has just walked in with a few other board members, and they're about to do the song, guys. I'll get the microphone in there. Just one moment.
And Harry Mackay walking into the song as well, looking a bit sore.
Business-like, perhaps, that maybe they just sense they're on a mission, these guys. It was a great atmosphere and a great song, but they're not too crazy down here, guys. I reckon they're already... This moment's not lost on them, this opportunity.
Tommy, are you going to grab us an interview down there?
Yeah, well, Sam Walsh is going to speak to us, so just let me round him up and I'll come back to you straight away.
All right, Triple M MVP award for Case IH. Case IH leaders in agricultural machinery. It's what we do. We don't give votes, but we talk about who played well. And, Chiefy, what were your thoughts?
Oh, well, Nate's already spoken about Blake Acres, who played particularly well. I love the way he worked up and down the ground. I thought they had a very even midfield. When you look at Walsh, you look at Chera, they played very, very well. I thought Cottrell played a terrific game, an unexpectedly really good game, particularly in that first half. He was the one that helped set up the lead that they had. Wiedering was incredibly solid down back. I thought they had good contributors over the game. They didn't have to rely on Paddy Cripps. Cripps ended up with 21 possessions and a goal. Didn't have the massive impact that he normally has, so I think that's something they can take as a positive as well.
Tonight's I'm Loving It moment happened in the third quarter. Here's how we called it on Triple M Football. If he kicks this, Chief, I'm declaring it will be the biggest roar of the night.
Yep.
180 games before tonight. Hasn't played in a final, the skipper. He's been there for year after year when the club have failed to deliver. He's lived hard times after hard times. Now Cripps lining up from 48. Blues fans will lose it if he kicks it just out to the right. Cripps, have a listen to him with the G! Arms out wide! Cripper yelling his head off! And there's the moment of the night right there! Captain Fantastic! Tommy Brown, I presume there's some big smiles down there, mate.
There certainly is. I'm joined by a jubilant Sam Walsh. Sam, welcome to Triple M Footy. Congratulations. Take us through that final minute and perhaps make Vossi's magnificent decision to send Jack Martin in defence.
Yeah, thanks first of all, mate. That was a great win, and to show the character we did that last quarter was great. Yeah, that's a situation we practice a bit, and to be able to hold the game in that situation by putting Jack Martin down there, just safe hands. He's pretty dynamic, and I reckon all the tools around him blocked really well, so he could fight the ball.
What were Vossi's instructions at three-quarter time? Obviously, Sydney were coming pretty hard.
Yeah, I think he just said this is a situation we want to be in. I think we wanted to still attack the game and play our aggressive way, but we have to be aware that they want to come back through the corridor, so our defensive side of our game needed to be on point, which it was for the most part.
Sam Walsh is down in the rooms with Jason Dunstall and Nathan Brown.
Sam, you'd have to be very happy with the fact that only one goal between Curnow and Mackay. We know Mackay obviously went off, but you'd have to look forward to think that's probably not going to happen too often, and we're a big chance to kick a winning score against the Demons next week.
Yeah, that's right. It's sort of surprising to hear that because their presence was still felt, the ability to get it to Brown, but as you said, they're a bit of a focal point for us, and for other guys to pop up, Matt Cottrell, I probably could name all the small forwards really, but just getting in the right positions because we know teams are going to be worried about their presence.
Sam, what's the talk and who basically instigates it out on the ground when a couple of times during the game in the third quarter and then again in the last when Sydney started to close the gap and get close and it looked like they were getting a run on? Who takes charge?
Yeah, I think the biggest growth for us this year has been there's been more than just two or three guys out there being vocal, knowing what we need, and we go into a situation where we want to try and own the outside and pressure them if we feel like they're spreading hard on us, and that gets us repeat stoppages, and then we can go back the other way because we know we can wear teams down in that area.
There was 2 big goal-line decisions tonight, and Blake Acres was involved in both of them, just getting enough of a fingertip. I said up here I thought he played the best defensive wingman game you could possibly play. How did you see his game?
No, you're spot on. He's done that all year as well. The ability to get back and support. He's good overhead, but his ability to gut run has been outstanding. So for him to come into the club the way he has and just really stand up has been great, and probably why we're in this position at the moment, because guys like that are stepping up and we're all buying in.
Big moments in every game. We see Harry Mackay lines up for a goal 12 metres out directly in front. I think it puts you up 35 points if he kicks that and really gives you breathing space. He misses. Important for players to get around him and not let that suck the energy out of what's happening in terms of momentum in the game.
Yeah, exactly right. And probably to be fair, we probably needed to wrestle back the momentum after that. And everyone has those situations. We said at the start of the day, mistakes are going to happen, but it's how we move on from it. And I thought after a minute or two, we wrestled it back, and we probably just in the back end of that third quarter didn't have quite the composure we needed to settle the game. But it's awesome to get a win, and then you can work on a few things heading into the next week.
He has a few of those moments. How does he handle them, Big H?
Yeah, look, H works as hard as probably any tall forward on his goal kicking, I think, and it's probably just a little bit of lack of confidence at the moment, but he keeps putting himself in those positions, and I think when you do that, it's only going to start the turn for you. So, I just want him to keep fronting up. He's such an important part for our team.
Well, speaking of the pride of Ocean Grove, Sam Walsh down in the Victorious Blues rooms. They win it by 8 points to take on Melbourne next week. Sam, Mark Howard here. Just before we let you go, you're talking about Harry. I know you haven't had long in the rooms. We couldn't figure out here whether he got a whack in the sternum or there was a concussion issue, which it hopefully wasn't. Have you got any idea how the big fella is?
Yeah, it's a good question, Howie. I might have to tell you at the Boneheads pub in the off-season, but...
Is that when he has a shandy? Because he's not a big drinker, Howie. He likes the lemonade in his beer.
Yeah, I see him around Boneheads a bit, so he's the man around there, but he doesn't come over to Ocean Grove much. But with the H situation, I'm actually not too sure. He seems in pretty good spirits in the room, so hopefully he can be up and about for us.
We appreciate your time, Walshy. Enjoy what will be a massive week. There'll be people at training trying to get a piece of what's going on. We'll see you probably next Friday night against the Demons.
Thanks, heaps, fellas. Appreciate it.
Great to speak to Sam Walsh. What a delightful young man he is. We're going to take a break here. I think we're opening up the liquor line, Chiefy. A nice big review and talk back at all sorts.
That's right.
And we need to take a break here. I'm a bit frazzled after a big game of footy. McDonald's and Remont Water. The Blues get it done by 8 points. Triple M Rock Finals footy.
That quarter for Liquorland. Here's to the footy finals. Cheers, Liquorland. Choose to drink wise.
For Remont Water. Triple M Rocks Finals footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Rheem.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.
Absolute classic, says Alexander.
Featuring Marty Sheargold.
Couldn't be steamier than my undies over the weekend.
It's a show for grown-ups.
Do you have a tiny digger?
A show that can get a little bit fruity.
But a lot of the stuff that comes out of my ass.
Kickstart your day with a laugh. Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. 6 to 9 weekdays on Triple M.
All right, let's keep moving.
Steel Solutions, Houston speaking.
Houston, we have a problem.
Okay, what's happened?
I'm doing a reno and my bricklayer needs some galvanised steel lintels in different lengths and sizes. Who would do that?
Relax, mate. We've got all the steel you'll need and we'll cut it to the lengths you want. You only pay for what you need and you can get it delivered or pick it up.
Houston, we don't have a problem anymore.
That's kind of why they call us Steel Solutions.
Steel Solutions. The steel you need when you need it. Sunshine, Bayswater and Springvale. steelsolutions.com.au.
It's on now. Harvey Norman's Tech Run-Out Clearance. Laptops, mobiles, gaming, audio, fitness. All run-out stock must be cleared. Save $200 on Acer Aspire 5 laptop. Now $698. HP Pavilion. Now $998. Save $200. Save 30% on selected TCL and Oppo mobile phones. And save $300 on Arlo Pro 4 Spotlight Wireless Camera 3-pack. Now $698. More in store and online while stocks last. Now at Harvey Norman.
Hardest of hot body you've ever seen. Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Ream's been proudly manufacturing here in Australia for over 80 years.
Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
So ask your plumber for Ream, Australia's #1.
Kobe is a cheeky 9-year-old that loves bikes and fast cars. He has acute flaccid myelitis, which has meant long hospital stays away from his family. But Kobe and his family had time together thanks to his wish to live like his favourite YouTubers.
Kobe's wish came true when he stayed in a mansion, played laser tag and rode in a limo.
Helping sick kids find hope is something we all have the power to do.
Find out how at makeawish.org.au.
Make a wish.
G'day legends, it's James Graham here, and boy do I have a game changer for your taste buds. Swap out the usual suspects and let the Ginger Monkey do its victory dance this footy finals. Imagine this, Monkey Shoulder Whiskey meets the crisp snap of dry ginger ale, and then bam, a zesty orange wedge swoops in for a flavour touchdown. Mixing never tasted this darn good, so mix it up for summer and treat yourself to a Ginger Monkey Shoulder Whiskey, made for mixing. Don't be a drunken monkey. Always drink responsibly.
The new 2023 Indian Motorcycle Sport Chief has now arrived. Experience the difference on the ultimate American V-twin performance cruiser. It's packed with premium components and purpose-built to perform. Visit your nearest Indian motorcycle dealership today.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery.
Take me now, hot cool man. Take me now, Sexyland.
Sexyland.com.au.
The Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow Party hits Melbourne in August next year. See your fave Hot Wheels Monster Trucks like Bigfoot and Mega Rex light up the floor. Want to score a double pass? Tell us your fave Hot Wheels memory on their Triple M win page for a chance to win. Tickets at Ticketek. Melbourne's best buys. All over it.
For quality tools that go the distance, you can't go past Kango. Kango's range of bits, blades, trowels and discs are made to go longer and do the job better. Kango. Look for the yellow target next time you visit the Bunnings Tool Shop.
Best buys.
Australian mushrooms are your perfect meat substitute. With plenty of nutritional benefits, amazing rich taste and the perfect meaty texture without the meat. Add the rich taste, add the mighty mushy. Australian mushrooms.
Melbourne's best buys. All over it.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M Rocks Finals Footy.
The Triple M Footy Review. Amy, who covers clangers, Amy does.
Time continues to tick. Carlton 7 seconds away from a semi-final. Sydney driving forward. Mark taken by Newman. The Blues are going to get the job done. Wait for the siren. There it is. Carlton after 10 long years out of the finals. They sneak home over the Swans by 6 points in a classic. They'll take on Melbourne next week. They are the Navy Blues. In front of 92,026 people. Goulden kicked a couple, Cottrell kicked a couple. Tuman, some very brief stats, very brief, because we've got commitments with the network.
Blues were 14th on the ladder after 14 rounds. They've now won 10 out of their last 11, playing off in a semi-final against Melbourne next week.
What's on view tomorrow, Chewy?
Another final, St Kilda v GWS at the G.
3 finals.
Yep.
Tuman, what do you got on tomorrow, Noodles?
Kids sport all day.
Kids sport?
Back to back.
About you, Chiefy, are you doing Foxes?
We're doing bounce in between the two games.
Oh, bounce on
tomorrow, yeah.
A little Saturday special.
6:15.
Flem back?
No, Flem won't be there. Okay. No.
And your show's back?
Best on ground. I believe it's on late tomorrow night, is it, Chief?
Don't think it's happening, Howie. I think it's been
we're on
tucked
this
away.
Righto. We must be waiting for the cricket season or something. Well done to Blues fans.
Yep.
Enjoy. Have a safe trip
Where's
home.
Darce gone?
No, we let him go. Your team's got the job done by a goal. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Well done to Tunners, who got reasonably tense. Well done to Jace, who was calm. Leroy's really packing one in now on a Friday night. And thanks to Chris Judd as well. The Blues, they take on Melbourne next week, hopefully on a Friday night for our sake. The mini of the call, half hour on Listener for Blues fans. You'll be able to listen to the full thing by tomorrow morning. So that's a full summation, half an hour of highlights. The Blues by 6 points. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks finals football.
The Triple M Footy Review for Amy, who covers clangers, Amy does.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M Rocks Finals Footy.
Top 8 hasn't looked this Melbourne-y for a long time. The Pies, D's, Blues and Saints.
Triple M rocks finals football.
And we have the ultimate Triple M footy experience for you. 2 tickets to the 2023 Toyota AFL Grand Final. 2 nights at the Pullman Melbourne on the Park. And we'll throw in $3,000 to spend. Bang! You just got to know the show to go. Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Listen anytime 6 to 9, then answer a question about the show while you work. Triple M's Know the Show to Go. Grand Final Edition. Back Monday. GFAFL 22/90.
Go full sport with Code Sports, Australia's biggest and most experienced sports news team, featuring leading experts with decades of experience in the game, bringing you the in-depth stories that matter. For all your sport now in the one place, visit Code Sports today.
Virgin Australia's Queenslanders Calling sale is now on. Get up to 30% off flights to Cairns, Hamilton Island, Gold Coast and more. See the world's largest reef, ancient rainforests and local towns. The wonders of Queensland await. Book now at virginaustralia.com. Hurry, sale ends September 10. Discount based on one-way economy light and choice fares not on sale. Economy light fares exclude checked baggage and seat selection. Payment surcharge may apply, subject to availability and travel periods. T's and C's apply. See website for details.
The numbers are in and the LDV Deliver 9 just keeps delivering. The Deliver 9 is the best-selling large van in Australia. In fact, drive.com.au called the LDV Deliver 9 terrific value for money. From just $43,990 drive away for ABN holders, the Deliver 9 has the features you need to keep your business moving. Test drive one today to see why it's Australia's best-selling large van. LDV, bring it on. Based on VFAX, year-to-date 2023. T's and C's at ldvautomotive.com.au.
There are a few things in life that are undeniably perfect. The intro to K-San, Chris Hemsworth's chiseled abs, an early knockoff on Friday. And while nothing else is quite as perfect as any of those, we reckon Arrowflow is perfect for your trade business. It's job management software for tradies and it speeds up your operations and cash flow by turning them digital. For faster scheduling, quoting, timesheets and more, go to arrowflow.com. That's AROFLO.com.
G'day legends, it's James Graham here, and boy do I have a game changer for your taste buds. Swap out the usual suspects and let the ginger monkey do its victory dance this footy finals. Imagine this, monkey shoulder whiskey meets the crisp snap of dry ginger ale, and then bam, a zesty orange wedge swoops in for a flavour touchdown. Mixing never tasted this darn good, so mix it up for summer and treat yourself to a ginger monkey shoulder whiskey, made for mixing. Don't be a drunken monkey. Always drink responsibly.
The Lowdown. Around town.
Lead the charge with Milwaukee battery-powered outdoor power equipment. Get the safety and performance benefits of battery power. Forget the hassles of petrol.
The Lowdown.
Is that a holiday calling? Somewhere sunny, warm and full of adventure? If you're ready to answer, Virgin Australia's Queenslanders Calling sale is now on. Hurry, sale ends September 10. Travel dates and conditions apply.
The Lowdown. Around town.
Purchase any 4 and 20 product for an opportunity to win a share of up to $1 million in $100 gift cards instantly. Plus, 3 lucky winners can win $10,000 towards the ultimate theatre and gaming setup, a dream holiday or your dream home. Enter now for your chance to win.
T's and C's apply. See fntpromo.com.au/terms. Ends 8/9/23. Max 3 entries per person per day. Retain original receipts or wrappers. And get them all out hot.
Is it finally time to get that deck done?
Robots got it.
Robot Building Supplies can help you get the job done. Merbu decking is only $9.35 per metre. Robot's been servicing the building, fencing, engineering, roofing and cabinet making industries for over 70 years now. And if you want 24-hour delivery, guess what?
Robots got it.
Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. robotbuildingSupplies.com.au.
ROBOT, Robot Building Supplies.
If you're an electrician, builder or interior designer, Beacon Trade is your partner, adding value to your business, offering free services like same-day delivery and lighting designs. Sign up to partner with Beacon Trade, and together, let's make light work.
You get the good times with the Marty Sheargold Show for breakfast.
No one lies better than old people.
Beautiful people.
They are sneaks and some of them smell. Old ladies, a lot of perfume, hiding a lot of sins.
What a pivot.
I don't want to see a scented hanky, Nan. I know what you've been up to, you dirty old bird.
And Rock's greatest hits all weekend. Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.